So I'm here with a big guest today, one of my closest friends, Hadi. Welcome to Dubai, brother.
Thank you, bro.
So I saw Hadi for the first time in maybe 6 or 7 months the other day. You had a boxing fight. How was that? Was that your first pro boxing
My
fight?
pro debut, my first ever boxing fight.
How was it?
Yeah, like not seeing me for a while, then seeing me in that position is kind of weird
Yeah.
because I've been kind of away from everyone and everything for the past couple of months, training for this specific moment. Thank God it went well. We won by knockout, and yeah, now in Dubai, taking some time off to chill, relax, then back to work.
How was it different than you thought? Because you've done boxing before. How was
Yeah.
it like actually in front of all these people? Was this the biggest crowd you were in front of?
Yeah. This was the first time I ever performed something like that on a professional stage. Like I've had sparrings before in other gyms, not only because sparring in your gym where you're used to everyone, you know the coach, a couple of guys there, but even sparring in other gyms is also a bit hard because you go somewhere where no one liked you, they just want to take your head off, but fighting in front of a crowd is just something else. I took it a little bit slight, I would say. That was a problem. The training, like there was no slacking at the training whatsoever. But when I came to Dubai, we saw the arena, and I was on the main card, so my fight was like late.
Was the last one, no?
No, before the last ones.
Oh, okay.
The event started at 5 and my fight was at like 10:30 p.m. And just sitting there and watching the other fighters, this guy got knocked out, this guy's happy, this guy's crying, this guy's calling his parents. It drains, you know?
Yeah.
And I came here with 2 other fighters that were fighting on the same card. We were a team training at the same gym, and they both lost before me. And that for me put even more pressure, but at the same time, everyone there was telling me, stay calm, stay composed. This is basically the key to have a good fight. And this is what I did. But the fight started very fast. The guy came out very aggressive and kind of shook me the first 1 minute and a half. Then I stayed composed. Second round, finished him.
Maybe we put the KO up here. Or something like this. But yeah, I remember watching it thinking, like I was only there to basically watch Hadi's fight. I recognize a lot of people there as well, so I was just waiting for your fight. And yeah, the heavyweight fights are always more interesting. Because the smaller guys, it's like no punch is really game changing.
Even like, I don't know if you noticed, each punch, you hear it differently when it's coming from a heavyweight. It's just scary, you know? And 10-ounce gloves, 121 kilograms, any punch can put you out, you know? And this is why because people go to these events for entertainment, you know? Some people go because they're fans of boxing, they want to see good movement, blah, blah, blah. But 90% of people, they want to see someone knocked the fuck out.
Bro's talking like Prime McGregor.
Bro,
he's selling pay-per-view. No, you sold pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I paid to go see you. Like you sold tickets.
Yeah. This is what everyone wants. And it's scary, but it is what it is. I actually enjoyed every set. What do you think about my... did you watch...
The walkout, I like it.
Yeah,
it was perfect. It was the McGregor Irish one.
Exactly.
And then Get Money, right? By 50 Cent.
Yeah.
That was a good walkout song.
It was... The thing is, when you're fighting, when you're preparing for a fight, one thing you think about is how you're going to walk out. And this is something you imagine each day before the fight. And it came out perfect. Like I imagined the walkout to be, it came out exactly how I imagined, but the fight didn't.
Yeah.
Because I imagine my head, I'll go in, I'll dance a little bit, move a little bit, then I'll knock him out. But I came out there, we touched gloves. The moment we touched gloves, I didn't even have time to put my glove back on my face. He already punched me. And he was all over me throwing punches. And while I was trying to stay composed, find my rhythm, he hit me with a very heavy uppercut that basically almost turned me off. But you know what's the craziest thing about having and I believe this is very interesting because no one talks about this, because I searched on YouTube before my fight. I searched like what happens on your first fight, or like someone to talk about their experience on their first ever pro fight, and I didn't find anything. So this is going to be very interesting for the people watching and are interested. Bro, the very weird thing is you don't hear anything. Like I walked out, I heard the music, but when I was in the ring, I couldn't even hear the referee. Like, you're just focused on your opponent, you know? The only thing you hear is his punches, him, how he's breathing, blah, 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 and your own punches, and maybe your cornerman as well, your trainer. But the crowd, everyone around you, don't see anything. It's crazy feeling, bro.
You want to do it again?
After I was done, because my nose was bleeding and I was a bit hurt, the first thing I did was my trainer got a towel and he put it over my nose and he told me to sneeze. And the first thing I asked him, is it still there? Like, it takes you to a parallel universe, I would say, because you're there, but you're not fully conscious. You didn't understand what happened. Like, in my mind, the fight lasted way longer, but it was first round and 8 seconds from the second round.
Basically 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah. But it takes
4 minutes because the round is like 1 minute rest. So the whole thing is only 4 minute experience.
Yeah, 4 minute experience. But when it's done at that moment, you forget everything. But then after you rewatch it, you start. And when he had the towel on my nose, the first thing I asked him was, "Is my nose still there?" Because I couldn't feel anything, you know. Wow. And he told me, "You're bleeding. It's nothing." I asked him, "Is it broken?" He said, "No, it's just bleeding." I told him, "Bro, put it back." And he said, "Bro, you're okay. Chill."
You got worried.
Yeah, first thing I did, went back to the locker and called my parents. The funny thing is, while I was calling my parents, because it's a pro fight, you get also very good medical care. So they had someone come back with me.
That's good.
Check on my eyes, my ears. They put ice. So I was talking with my parents on video call while the guy was basically icing my face. And it was nice. My mom was crying, my father was happy, and the first thing he told me, "You're not gonna do this again." But bro, watching it again,
now you're addicted to the feeling.
Yeah. I can't compare it to something else. And I believe this event was very successful because this is something money can buy, you know? To do something like this, you need to train, you need some balls, and you need to show up. And yeah, it's something you can't buy to get this feeling. That's the thing. This is why I enjoyed it.
100%. But yeah, you can pay to go on a private jet.
Yeah.
Pay to go on a hot air balloon. I have 2 questions. The first one is, do you think it took away a lot of your focus and energy from business, or not really? It just gave you more energy? Or would you say, yeah, a little bit, or it's...
The only difference, I would say, before camp, I was training, working, and going out. During camp, training and working, I stopped going out. That was the only thing that changed, is because I went from 6 training sessions a week to 9, 10 training sessions a week. So I literally had no time to go grab lunch somewhere else. Everything, all my food was at home. Social life went to 0. That was the thing. But other than that, work-wise, I don't think... Look, it consumes you if you're a low energy type of person. If you don't drink coffee, because during camp I also had 2 massages a week. One time with the physiotherapist, one time with the normal relaxation massage, and it kept me awake. You know, it kept me. I believe if you're a business owner and you're poor, don't do it because. If you want to do it right, if you want to do it correctly, it's going to cost money because you need high quality food. Like I was going through 1.5 kgs of meat a day.
Really?
Each day. Yeah, this is why I got that big.
Yeah.
And
that's like over 3 pounds for the American people watching.
Yeah.
That's a lot, actually. That's a lot. Yeah.
Because the first thing I told my nutritionist was I want abs for my fight. I want to look good. And he looked at me and he said, "Bro, heavyweight division, the guys with abs, they're not that good." And look at Tyson Fury, for example.
Yeah.
Usyk
he's an exception.
Yeah, he's an exception. But George Foreman, all those guys, everyone, they packed weight. You can't, for me to have abs, I have to be at maybe 110 kilograms. So my opponent would be heavier than me. And that's a disadvantage because in boxing, if there's a 15 kilogram difference, the punch is way different. He's going to punch way harder than you. So he gave me a diet where I had to eat 4,500 calories a day, which is it's too much. And
especially of just meat, things like this.
Meat and carbs, very, very low fat. And then we went down to 3,800. But right now, because it's done, I told him, now I want abs. Summer is on the way. I want to shred down even more. And This was like my boxing shape, my boxing fight shape, not what I would like to look like. Because I think I'm too big right now.
100%. I was gonna say as well, guys, it's interesting because when you were making the point that you took the training really seriously, but then in the fight at the very beginning, maybe the first few seconds, you kind of underestimated it, and then it still worked out good for you. So there's a lesson there, which is if you're gonna take something in life not seriously, it's better to take the actual, like the way you did it is good. Because you know that saying, it's like the more you bleed in training, the less you bleed in war.
Yeah.
It's like if you didn't take the training seriously, but then in the fight you were like, okay, now I'm gonna take it seriously, you'd have lost. It's too late. So it's like a lot of people at home, they want to achieve something and they ignore the work. They just visualize the result. You were just focusing on the work, and then you're like, oh, the result's already gonna happen the way I want. And it did. So
like one thing that actually made me reconsider fighting is the fact that during those 4 minutes, I wasn't tired, not even 1 second. Like I could have went on for another 3 rounds with him, no problem. But after I started landing body shots on the first round,
I was gonna say you got good body shots.
He was tired, but he landed also on me, and I didn't even feel them. And this was due to
training,
all the running, all the dieting, all the like. I had points in camp.
I can't imagine you run. Guys, Hardy's big in person. It's like you're tall. I don't think they know. Maybe.
My cardio was mostly on the the electric bicycle machine with the hands and the. That was mostly my cardio. And I had days where we had the training session on Saturday. I used to hate that. Like I would do anything but that every time. Even like I hated this even more than sparring because it's called airdyne. This is what they call it's what the thing is called, the bicycle, but this is what we call also the session. And while you're doing on the bicycle, you can see how many kilowatts it's moving. And they would put the pulse meter on me, and they would tell me I have to keep it at 1,000. And once you do this for 3 times, 3 sets in a row of 30 seconds, the 4th time you're 90% going to vomit. And this is the goal of this training, is to get you to a stage where your stomach is tight and you have to reflex and to not vomit, basically. Just push yourself to the limit where you can't do it while running, you can't do it while doing something else. And I even vomited a couple of times, but I hated that training session. It's just torture.
Do you think you trained harder than the other guy?
100%.
Yeah.
I trained harder than everyone on that card. Everyone. This is the first thing, because my trainer had a speech with everyone before we did our walkout. And this was the first thing he told me. He told me, bro, don't forget that you worked harder than everyone here. And the results speak for themselves, because I'm not taking anything away from the other guys. The other guys trained hard as well. But I don't think anyone took it as seriously as I did.
Why? You think they just knew their fight was going to be easy, or they're just a bit lazy?
Most of them were amateur fights, 2-minute rounds, bigger gloves. And
I didn't notice they had the bigger. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they had bigger gloves, 2-minute rounds. Some of them fought janitors. Some of them fought they did, like the guys that had the pro fights. Hands down, respect. This is a pro debut or a pro fight, basically, with official referee, official judges, official opponent. You can't play with that. But
how many people were in the stadium? Do you know?
In total, I think close to 6,000, 7,000.
6,000?
Yeah, this is what I've been heard.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because it was sold out, and then they had to add another 5 tables. And I don't know if you saw where we walk out, they added 4 or 5 tables literally. So we were walking next to the people also, because the demand was so high.
Yeah.
And I believe like the event was success because it's the first time someone does something like this. For anyone watching that doesn't know, this event was basically entrepreneurs versus boxers, testing yourself as an entrepreneur. And let's bully Hassan to get on one.
No, I'm gonna get on one. I need to.
You should get on Misfits, like something high level. Something big. This was it was good, it's decent, but it's still new. I believe your potential is way higher than something like this, so you should try and get on Misfits.
Yeah, you need to get on Misfits now. You can.
I tried, not tried, but I was checking what heavyweights are on Misfits.
Yeah, I can't remember any.
It's Chase the Moore.
Yeah, is he heavyweight? Yeah.
He doesn't look like heavyweight, but he's big. Yeah, he's tall. And I commented on one of his Twitter posts. It pissed him off because he commented as well after. He posted something about he was supposed to fight with Tommy Fury's brother, something like that. And
not Tyson Fury, obviously.
No.
Another brother.
Yeah, Roman Fury.
Okay.
And the fight got canceled or something, and he wrote something there about how hard he trained. And I told him, bro, like, you can't box. That's actually my opinion, because there's videos of him online during a fight, like turning his back and doing stuff you don't do. But that would be an interesting fight. That's a fight I'm eyeing, and I'm going to try my best to make it happen. But that's also the problem with heavyweight boxing, bro. Like,
less opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less opponents.
You got to go on a crazy cut. Try and...
I think it's impossible to get down to, like, because I need to get under 95 kgs.
Yeah, you're not going to do this.
Can't do it.
No way. So you're 121 now.
Yeah.
You have like 20 something kilo.
Yeah, it's too much. So much.
Yeah, everyone, whenever I post a gym video posting like dumbbells and I put the kg amount, people think that's the pounds amount. Like, a lot of Americans don't know kg and pound difference.
Yeah.
It's like pounds are more than 2.2 times more. So losing 25 kg is like over 50 pounds. It's like 55 pounds. It's hard, you know.
Yeah.
So what's the next move overall though in your life? So boxing, you've done your first fight. Are you instantly looking for the next boxing fight, or do you have business plans now? Like, what's the more...
Yeah, the plan was get the fight done, chill in Dubai for like a week or so. And this is what I'm doing right now. Basically just eating junk food and going to the pool and having fun, eating ice cream. And go back to Romania, focus on work again. Because one thing that actually took a little bit of a hit during camp was producing content. I couldn't film as much as I used to before. Like, if I wanted to do a vlog, I'm doing the same exact thing every day. So it's literally impossible. It's boring, yeah.
That's something maybe worth mentioning to people, because when I was younger, I used to watch McGregor's interviews and stuff, and he was always talking about he's training twice a day and making videos. And when you're younger, or if you don't make social media content, you think like making a video is like the easiest thing in the world.
No.
But it's like, it takes mental energy as well. You have to go certain places. Maybe you have to make some effort. Like, and then with training, the way people look at things is like, if you're training 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever, they just look at it as the time. They don't look at it as the mental energy, the physical energy. It's like people look at things in a time basis instead of an energy basis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about this point?
I totally understand it. If I would have, because when we signed the contract for the fight, I did a YouTube video, talked about it, and said, yeah, boys, I'm going to vlog the whole process. I'm going to take you with me to camp. I'm going to show you guys. And when I did it and I rewatched it, I was like, it's going to be so boring, because I'm eating the same thing, doing the same thing. Training sessions are not the same, but I don't think anyone cares about the exact training session. I dropped my supplement list, the details some people would find interesting. And other than that, was just focused on camp, and that's it. It limited kind of my capacity to basically film more interesting videos. But now in Dubai, I filmed some very nice videos.
Good.
Yeah. I filmed the fight week with fight night. And I believe people will find this very interesting, because in my video, they're going to see what happens at the locker room. And the locker room is like
backstage,
the darkest place, I would say, because you go out with so much energy and you come back after a couple of minutes, but in your mind it's like a couple of hours, you know, but you come back after literally 4 minutes and you're drained. You're like done.
It's the emotions, you know.
Yeah.
They talk about this is like when you're using more emotions, like I forgot how to kind of even explain it, but it's almost like time feels like it's dragged out longer when you have more emotions spinning all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you go skydiving, the actual jump is only I went skydiving like 2 or 3 months ago. The actual jump is only a couple minutes long, maybe, I don't know, 3-4 minutes. But it feels like it was a decent amount of time. Yeah. Because you've done something you've never done.
It's actually crazy.
So it's like it's a weird feeling. It's exactly the same, but just different, I guess.
Yeah.
Regarding the activity. But I think people watching this at home should just do something they've not done for the first time. It's good.
100%.
Yeah, I need to get on one of these fights. Yeah. Like when I was there, it made me want to do it.
Yeah.
I remember because you told me about this thing like 2 or 3 months ago on a Zoom call. You're like, Hassan, join the Zoom call, these coaches or something.
Yeah.
So I hopped on the call. In my mind, I was thinking like the mental energy, like I'm busy right now, but I should have done it. I'll be honest, I should have done it.
The thing is, if you'd have...
I was there anyway the evening.
If you would have half did it, it would have been bad.
Exactly.
It would have been bad.
Just don't be in no man's land.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. You need to either fully focus on it 100%, or because in boxing, like anything can happen. You know, there was a guy that he trained, he did the work, but a lot of these guys, they haven't done boxing before, you know, so they jumped on this event, trained for 3 months and came to fight. And one guy, I believe he was the third fight, went in, had an amazing entrance with the flag, pounding his chest, blah, blah, blah. Got knocked out in 5 seconds.
What? 5 seconds? I wasn't
5 or 7 seconds.
Wow.
It was the third fight.
Yeah,
I felt bad because he didn't even get to show the people what he did, what he trained.
Yeah.
So this is why if you fully, because even during camp, I was talking to pro fighters, asking them, how is it? What do you feel? What do you do in that situation? If you're not 100% there, because the more you put interest into this, the more you kind of eliminate the chances of a mistake happening.
100%.
His mistake was his hands weren't up. He just rushed in. And if you actually have done the work 100% properly and studied other people's mistakes, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's like if you focus more on social media content, then your videos would have been average. Your boxing would have been less good. You could have easily lost that time when you got caught with that punch.
Yeah.
So then you're kind of just got nothing to show for the last 3 or 4 months. But you took the boxing seriously. Now you've at least ticked this off.
Yeah.
If you want to do another fight, and it builds your confidence.
Yeah.
And then now you have better content because you can make content about this experience.
Exactly.
But it's just like when you try and do too many things in the middle, it's like you end up doing nothing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If the guys watching this, if you work in a field that is online, you're an entrepreneur, whatever, you can take boxing seriously, because unless even I've seen people that come to the gym, pro fighters that have 9 to 5. So everything we say about time and not being devoted 100% is just an excuse. There are boxers that also deliver pizza as well.
100%.
And they're very good boxers. So
more so it's about your attitude, for sure. But I think the thing is, though, that you probably were thinking as well, is that if you started focusing more on other things, for example, social media, and maybe you traveled, maybe you went to the club a couple of times, then if you lost, you're going to be thinking, if I didn't go to that club those 1 or 2 times, or when you're clubbing, you're going to be thinking, if I lose now, I'm going to be annoyed that I'm out. Like, that would piss me off.
One thing I would like to mention is, if let's say I would compare, if I haven't devoted my whole life to this fight, those 3 months, and I would have scaled my business even more, I would honestly say no amount of money would match the feeling of winning on fight night, or basically the whole scenario. Like, for me, that's priceless. You can't buy that. If I would have focused those 3 months on business, didn't get the fight, scaled maybe in my business by 5%, because how much can you scale in 3 months? 10%. Wow, I'm already rich. But yeah, exactly. So
when did you buy the Richard Mill? Since I last saw you, we both bought this. Which month was it?
Yeah. I remember we had a call as well with both of them.
I can't remember when this was. Summer, was it? Or
I actually don't. Bro, time flies so fast. And time flies so fast when you meet someone, then we don't talk for a while, and then we meet again. You're like, But I don't believe this is for everyone. This is only for successful people, because average normal people, you don't have interesting lives. And if you do the same thing every day, it's just like, we met 6 months ago. What did you do? Nothing. What do you do? Nothing.
Yeah.
But if you're someone successful, you have a lot of things going on. Like, now we saw each other. I had a fight. I bought an RM. I bought a new car. I bought, and you.
Yeah, which car did you buy? I literally forgot.
Aston Martin, yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah. He bought a new car and I messaged him after a week.
I bought an Aston Martin. I bought the G-Wagon as well.
G-Wagon?
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
When did you buy the G-Wagon?
Cars.
I didn't even know this, guys. This just shows you, like,
December, by the almost end of December.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
I've not seen this anywhere.
Yeah,
crazy.
Crazy. You didn't see my picture with the Rolls and the G-Wagon next to each other, because I made my Rolls also full black.
No, I don't.
No. Yeah.
I've seen the Rolls. Obviously, I went to your house. I saw this. Saw McLaren. Saw all the cars. The Porsche.
Yeah. I didn't like.
I've never seen it. I literally am shocked that you have a
Was that
G-Wagon.
the last time we saw each other? I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was there in like June or July. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 1 year ago.
9 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah. But like 2 cars in 9 months is not that. You know. I enjoyed the watch more, but the car, like, this is a goal I had in my mind and I finally done it. I said I want to reach a point where I have every supercar brand. So right now I have Ferrari, Rolls, McLaren, Porsche, Aston. What else?
Bentley, do you have or no?
No.
Mercedes.
Lambo.
Lambo,
Yeah. Like, so right now everything is ticked. I listed the Porsche for sale. I want to start getting rid of them because some of the cars I'm not using.
This happened to me, man. When you have too many cars, we're not saying this to brag. It's actually like real game for people watching this. It's like you don't use them all. 100%. And it's me and my brother, so we both drive the cars. We still don't drive some of them every. Like I haven't driven the 812 Superfast or the 488 Spider in at least 10 days now.
Yeah,
and I don't even. I've not even seen them in the last 10 days.
Yeah, and then you have insurance, you have all the maintenance.
Then when you don't use them, they fuck up, and then this. Bro, I had to pay $15,000 to fix the McLaren. When I got this bill, I remember just thinking, like, why?
Why? Yeah.
Like, I don't even use this car.
Yeah.
You know, I've had it since April 2023, so 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I've probably driven it at this point like 35 times. It's crazy. You know, like this is just wasted. Like every time I've driven it, it's probably cost me like over $1,000 in depreciation. So it's crazy. Yeah, I'll probably sell a couple soon.
I want
maybe buy a
sell
Bugatti. We're talking about this.
Yeah. We talked about this. This is honestly another goal of mine is just hypercar. You know, and with the hypercar, I believe it's more of like I'm not a very big car guy. You know, if you ask me about my cars, I barely know like the details, engine, whatever. But I see hypercar as an accomplishment. But when I say hypercars, like people talk, Pagani, Koenigsegg, whatever. No, bro, like just Bugatti. It's just like the brand itself is just too powerful, you know?
I remember when I was in school, when people ask, like, what are your dream cars and all these things, I remember just seeing the Bugatti Veyron as a kid. That was like the craziest car. But that was like almost so crazy and unattainable. No one really considered it as a dream car.
Yeah.
Everyone talked about Lambo.
I remember when Ronaldo bought a Bugatti. And like, because everyone at school was talking about it, and like, I didn't even know what the Bugatti was till he bought one, and everyone was like, it's a $1 million car, and it's like such a very far and hard thing to achieve, you know. But they appreciate it like crazy, because I actually like the Veyron more than the Chiron, but the Veyron without the roof, the convertible Veyron, not the normal Veyron, the convertible, because I think it's super G. Like, you already have a Bugatti, you're already like on that level, and it's also convertible. You're driving it, and everyone can see who's inside. Bro, that's super G. But I would buy a Chiron, like
more flexing.
It's
more expensive.
Yeah.
What would you say to people watching this? Okay, I'll ask you a couple questions. What are your top 2 business tips for the people watching this at home? Let's say they're making right now, you know, a couple K a month, few K a month from a normal job, whatever that job might be. How do they become like you or like me? Like top 2 tips.
Tip number 1, I would say first thing is try to find the business that suits you, because I see a lot of people, they're at that certain level, couple of K a month, and they want to start something. And they try multiple things at the same time. He does an e-com store, tries drop shipping as well, while doing some, trading at the side, some crypto there. This doesn't work. Try each one individually. See which one resonates with you and which one makes more sense to you. And 2, which one you have basically more odds of making it. And what I mean by this is, let's say I'm John. I work at a supermarket and I want to start trading. I have 0 friends that do trading. I want to try e-com. I have 2 friends that are successful, or I know someone that knows someone that's successful with e-com. I would directly go into trying with e-com rather than doing trading, and I know no one or heard nothing about it. So I would say those are the main steps, the first couple of steps, just having the right information, having the right people next to you, because other than that, you don't need anything. You just need to start working, put in the work, and scale.
100%.
Business is simple.
Yeah.
Business is not as complicated as people make it. You know, you just have to get these two things done and you're good to go.
100%.
Another major tip I would say is your location, because if you're, I don't like saying this, but like this is actually the reality of the world. If you're in Nigeria, India, Pakistan, chances of you making it are extremely low. Like, you can't compare John from the US with
John from Nigeria.
John from Nigeria. Yeah.
Lots of Johns in Nigeria.
Yeah. Location matters a lot as well, where you position yourself. And talking about that, do you plan on staying in Dubai or?
I think for now I'm not thinking about it so much, man. I like Dubai at the moment. I don't think I'll live here forever because it's only one city, right? Like, to stay in one city your whole life, it's like...
You haven't done any traveling for like a while. You're used to basically...
No, I went a month ago. I went skiing.
Where?
A place in Poland, actually. It's called like Zapokan. I didn't really make any videos. I just enjoyed myself with a few of my friends. So that was fun. Before that, I went somewhere else as I forgot. But no, I have done way less traveling than I did last year. Yeah. Last year I was traveling too much. Like every few weeks I feel like I was traveling. But
did you enjoy it more?
Traveling before, you mean?
Yeah.
I think you just go through different phases. You know, like we were going through the phase of just buying a new car every month. Then you get bored of this phase, then you want to travel, then you don't want to travel. Now I definitely want to start traveling again. I'm through that phase now. I want to go China. I see iShow Speed in China.
Yeah.
I see Japan. I want to go Japan. I want to go to South America. So I think very soon I want to go traveling. This summer probably Dubai gets too hot. Maybe I'll go. But yeah, man, I think a lot of people say the same thing. They're not going to stay in Dubai forever. What are your thoughts on Dubai?
Last year I traveled to 10 countries. I was traveling somewhere almost every month. This year I just came to Dubai now.
Wait, which places did you go? I don't think I saw them.
Mauritius, Seychelles,
Maldives, right? Yeah.
I just was jumping on. I went to Greece 2 times, Mykonos, Corfu. It was very nice because the Greece trip is just private jet there, the whole experience. But this year I just came to Dubai now, and we're already in April. Like, we're close to half of the year.
Yeah.
But this is life. You just need to devote your time and focus on one thing to become very good at it. And you either sacrifice time or money. Nothing else to sacrifice.
Yeah, time or money, they're both resources. Just choose which resource is more valuable or less valuable to you in any moment. Like, as you get richer, you just want to give your money away.
Yeah.
Do things quickly.
Yeah.
How was it going on the jet?
It was very nice. I enjoy a first class flight more than a private jet flight. And I know this might sound crazy, but I tried 3 types of jets. I tried the heavy one, the very big one, 10 or 12 seater. I tried medium one, and I tried the small one as well. None of them had the same seat as, let's say, Qatar Q suite, for example, or Emirates first class suite, because on a private jet, yeah, you can get some food, you can sit, but like, you don't have that screen with the games and the movies. You can't turn it into a bed. It's just, private jet is way more convenient because just you go from home, jet straight there. But right now, I saw in Dubai, I did this actually for my flight back to Romania. I can get people, because when I finished my booking and I paid for my flight, I saw that, do you want home check-in, something like that, where they basically come to my hotel.
I've seen that before.
Take my luggage, give me a boarding pass. I even arranged the chauffeur for me. So just wake up, go with my passport to the car gets me inside the airport, and I board my flight. This is competition for private jets. You know, they're trying to make it seem similar. But the biggest flex of the private jet is that you're just there on yourself, you're not with anyone else.
I mean, I think private jets are cooler. I like them more. I just think it's so cool to have a plane which is just flying for you.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not around anyone. I think it's just so cool. I think that's the only one thing with money that I haven't experienced properly that I want to experience. The cars, even if I have 10 Bugattis, I don't think it'll make me happier. You know, it's nice. It'll be cool to show it online, flex.
How long do you think this feeling would last? Because I always think about, like, for me now, the supercars are worthless.
Bro, 100%. They don't make us happy at all. We are so used to them. For me, I think the private jet feeling will last a long time because you can enjoy it with more people. Yeah. So, for example, right now is Dubai. What day is it? I actually don't know.
Tuesday.
I don't know. Well, okay, Tuesday.
Yeah.
So right now it's Tuesday. After we finish this podcast, right now it's like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
We can just sit there and be like, all right, let's call a private jet and then go to Australia. But right now that flight would be like 50K. We're busy as well. It's just expensive. It is expensive for right now.
Yeah.
But if you're making 50K every hour, you know, that kind of money, it's like, who the fuck cares? You just go on random flights and you can load it up with 10 of your friends from the same city. I mean, I don't have 10 friends. I don't like having too many friends, but you know what I mean? You can just load it up with people you want. I think that's so cool. Whereas on first class, it's just like...
It's just you and...
Yeah, like maybe your girlfriend or something. It's just... I think private jets are cool because you can just have completely different experiences. Whereas cars, you're going to the same place as other people. It's still... I don't know, I feel like I'm explaining it badly, but I think private jets will just be so cool because you'll end up having just a more rock star lifestyle. You'll be moving around more.
Yeah.
You'll just be doing things you can't normally do because with a flight right now, if you wanted to book a flight through the airport, we'd have to go online, check if they have flights at this time, like right now from Dubai to Australia.
Yeah.
Whereas jets, you just choose when you want to go. So I feel like you live a faster life. You live a more spontaneous life, and I like the spontaneity of things.
And
like,
everything becomes way easier, you know? Like, just send a message and you're off.
Yeah, I think it's just different. But how long will this last?
Fuck
I think, bro, I could, at least like a good year. I think at least a year or two. I think at least.
Because it's also time consuming. Like, you can't just defy gravity and fly faster.
Yeah.
But
well, they do fly faster a little bit, right?
Yeah, but like Dubai to Romania is still gonna take, let's say, 4 hours instead of 5 hours. So, but
it's just the idea for me. The reason why it's so cool is because just the whole process is just customized to how you want.
So you're saying
I think it's just cool.
This would make you happier than a Bugatti, for example?
100%, like 100 times more. If you have a Bugatti, let's say you have a Bugatti, 5 of them, right? You're still the same Hadi. Your lifestyle is basically the same. You go to the same restaurant, shisha lounge. You still have the same friends. Everything's the same kind of, right? You just have more status.
Yeah.
If you can afford to just take 50K private jets whenever you want every single day, then you can literally just meeting on all these different cities. You can be in London, then Berlin, then all these different cities so quickly. Now I think you're actually going to make way more money. You're going to have a cooler life, cooler stories, crazy memories. Yeah. I think it's just different experience. That's my experience.
But what comes after that?
Depression. And you're depressed. No, I think then it's just the next level. Then probably you own your own jet, then you own your own yacht, then you probably start set up your own jet chartering company. I don't know, man, just progression. But I think the reason why jets are so cool is because it seems like such a big progression. Whereas the difference between a Bugatti and an 812 Superfast, it's like they're both fast. Yeah. You know, I already can't break the speeding laws. So, whereas with the jet, it's like that's a completely new thing we don't experience all the time. You know, I've been on like maybe 6 jet flights in total. If 5, 6, something like this. You've been on the same or something. So,
yeah,
you know, it's different if you go on 2 jets a day, maybe.
Yeah. I would say for me currently, what excites me mostly when it comes business-wise is expanding and exploring new businesses. This for me kind of became a hobby. Like, 2 weeks ago, I was talking with someone about opening a nursery.
Nice.
Because
for kids.
Yeah, because if you like, a lot of people don't think this way. A lot of people, they think that they just want that thing that makes hundreds of thousands a month. But I've talked about nursery because I met someone that owns a big branch of nurseries. I believe he has 6 in total. Each nursery brings in 20K a month because in Romania, a good nursery in a very good area is 700, 800 euros a kid. And this is without the upsells, as in the food, the extra. Everything is an upsell.
Juice.
Yeah. And if
can I just say quickly before I forget, this podcast studio once upsold me. They said this main camera, they're like, you have to pay an extra X amount of dollars. I'm like, bro. So it's just like everything
is an upsell. Everything. Sure. And if he's making 1K a kid, 20 kids per nursery, that's 20K a month per nursery. He has 6. So
it's good money.
It's almost, I would say, let's say 80K a month net profit. And you're not running this
$1 million a year.
Yeah, you're not running this crazy business. You're just scaling.
It's like a wholesome business.
Yeah.
Giving education to kids.
And something that never dies.
Exactly. There's always new kids. And it's sustainable as well. 100%. I was just on the phone with my friend before this podcast. And we were talking about like starting a charity. Like I have loads of ideas of things I want to start. But I just think once you've met your needs in the money game, like besides the jet, like going on 1 or 2 jet flights a day, I think there's nothing to do with money. Yeah.
Say more business.
Because it's more fun and it's more, I like learning new things. I think the more you learn,
I got asked literally today from an Armenian friend of mine. He came to visit me. He came and watched the fight and we met at Dubai Mall right now before I came. And he's like, why do you like to buy property at my age? Because like I'm still young. I could have bought a Bugatti till now instead of investing a big chunk of my money. Told me I enjoy it. Like right now I'm in work of, I basically bought the penthouse that no doors, no floor, no nothing. I bought it for a very good price, 2-story penthouse with a view on the lake. But it was a good price because the building wasn't done yet and they gave me a good deal and I basically have to do everything. The doors, the walls, the everything. And for me, this is nice. It's something new because while doing it, I'm making money because it's appreciating and I can rent it afterwards. Plus, I'm learning new things. Like right now, you can ask me anything you want about doors, bro. I'm a professional.
It's like you're building Lego or something. You're literally building a house.
Knowledge, money, everything.
Sounds cooler as well. Connections.
Yeah. The people you meet as well when it comes to real estate, property, bro.
The big players.
The online people watching this, bro, you're kids next to real estate people. You're actually kids because those people, they don't come online, they don't talk much, but those are the people that are wealthy, you know? It's just another level, I would say.
Yeah. I think it's super important to be around people who are doing different things as well. If everyone in your circle is doing the exact same thing, you think the whole world is this one thing.
Yeah.
You know, if all your friends are in the exact same niche, the same industry, you don't realize how much money there is in real estate. You know, it's kind of like, it reminded me one time, someone's Instagram account got banned, right? Someone I know, their friend's Instagram account got banned and they were saying, how is this guy going to get girls now? It's like this young guy was asking this question, like going outside, talking to them like normal. But because this person now is so used to the idea of you messaging girls on Instagram, he doesn't realize almost that you can get girls.
Ways,
Of course, it's kind of the same thing with money online. People are so used to now like this way of making money online through TikTok Shop that they cannot understand there are other ways outside of TikTok to make money. They don't realize there are bankers, there are real estate people, dentists. So you're a dentist. They don't know this probably, but Hadi's a dentist. Bro, I'm going to get my fucking dentist on a podcast 100%. So listen to this. The dentist that like did my teeth, everyone in that boxing fight that watched you the other day, all these people, like these online entrepreneurs in Dubai, they all went to that dentist, the same lady, in Dubai, pretty much. So this lady's like made so much money because I know how much I've paid her and there's a lot of people who have paid her. Like she's probably made $1 million just from this circle.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right? And it's like she's doing veneers and now she's learning about implants, she said, and she's gonna like, that's a new upsell. And she's got all these different things. If you need a gum shield for boxing, she'll help you with this. It's like, people think that there's only money online. You can just go become a surgeon, become a dentist and make money till you're 60, 70, 80 or never die. Everyone will always have teeth. They always need their teeth fixed.
I believe this has to do a lot with positioning yourself in the right circle. Like I can say the same thing about, I don't know what's his name, some barber here in Dubai that everyone cuts their hair with that because you don't go to him, he comes to you.
There's a few like this. Is he really famous?
I've seen like
the kid.
Yeah,
that Tate goes to.
Yeah. I think it's that guy because
I
like
forgot about that kid.
if you think about it, he's just a barber, but he cuts everyone's hair, like the important people. And the entrepreneurs and everyone. I don't think he takes like 50 dirhams for a cut, like the normal barber, 100 dirhams. I don't know how much they charge here, but like this is basically the same thing what you said with the dentist as well. Is where you position yourself. You can even be a fucking delivery driver, but if you're positioned in the correct place. I think I talked to you about this before with a guy that I used to work with, my real estate agent. He used to help me find properties. Bro, this guy's rich. And he's someone that finds person A, finds person B. He does the connection and he takes the commission, either by rent or by sale. Dubai is filled with real estate agents, but the good ones are rich. I've even seen real estate agents in Dubai that own supercars, own nice houses, and the job is you don't need to be a straight A student to become a real estate agent. You don't even need to be someone smart. You need to be someone charismatic, know the right people, know how to talk, network.
Bro, it's easy. I did some house viewings today, and the guy turns up, bro, 10 minutes late, right, for the meeting. Maybe 7 or 8. He turns up in some shit car, and he's not even the one driving. I'm guessing his friend dropped him off, right? It's super unprofessional. I get outside the car, we go talk to him, and like the way he's speaking is just low energy. He doesn't acknowledge the fact that he's late. No apology. Yeah. He's not saying, "Oh, sorry, I'm late because this happened." There's nothing. Just acts like nothing's happened. Starts talking about the house. Yeah. And then I'm just like looking around at the house. I don't even want to ask him any questions. I'm just like, "No, it's okay. We'll leave now." And then we just left. I wasn't in the mood. And it's just like,
I feel bad for the owner of the house that hired that guy.
It's his fault, though.
Yeah,
it's his fault
because you're missing out on potential clients.
But it's his fault though because he should have been spotting this. But the point is that even if you do real estate, or if you are a dentist, or if you're a boxer, it's like if you try more seriously, you're gonna do better. Like this real estate, the reason why he's not even driving a nice car, he's got his friend dropping him off in like some $2,000 car, is because he turns up late. He's unprofessional. It's like if you do one thing fucked up, everything's going to be messed up. And I think a lot of guys online say like, which business model should I do? It's like, it doesn't actually matter. Like you said, if you're a real estate agent in Dubai, you can make money.
Yeah.
If you're a trader, you can make money. If you're a dentist, you can make money. You know, I was talking to someone in the Shisha Lounge the other day and they said, so my friend's brother, he was telling me this. He's like studying to become a surgeon in Canada.
It's nice.
or something like this. And he was telling me how much they could make in the industry he's in.
30, like it's crazy. A month.
No, but like it was like millions and millions like a year. Like I forgot which country he needs to go to study. It's like, but like he was just telling me, and I was thinking, this is crazy
because they're very rare. Like
exactly
that type of
it's like very specialized.
Yeah, that specialization is very rare, and but you're going to make those numbers because I remember before when we met each other. I believe I told you my father wanted me to do something called oral maxillofacial surgery.
Yeah.
You have to do med school, as in general med school, plus dentistry, so 2 universities, and then do that so that you can become an oral maxillo.
Too many years.
Too many years.
No supercars.
Yeah, to get paid well. Like even till now I'm 27, I would have been at school. And now I have like 7 supercars. Either sacrifice time or money. There's no way in between. Maybe someone watching this wants to become an oral maxillofacial surgeon. Good for you, bro. If you're ready to sacrifice time to get money in the future, then do you. Like, it's not something like what I'm saying is I'm not encouraging everyone to be like, oh no, I want to do exactly like Hadi or like Hassan. See what works for you. Do you just focus on the main 2 points, as we said, where you position yourself and who you position yourself with.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, the point about doctors and dentists like making a lot of money is true, but like you're saying, they spent years and years studying. And, you know, a lot of people try any online business model and then after 3 months they're not successful. They'll say, bro, this shit's a scam. It's not working. It's like, bro, imagine a dentist saying, why am I not a dentist after 3 months? Or a surgeon who takes 15 years.
Exactly.
It's like, it's crazy. It's just arrogance because, bro, a lot of doctors, like the general doctors, before they like become surgeons or whatever, bro, in England, I don't know in other countries, but in England, they might make like 80K a year, 70K a year pounds, and then tax 40%. And you're stressed because you're actually like serving people who are ill. If something goes wrong, you're kind of responsible. It's like, it's a mess. And then people want to make the same money, like 10K a month, after 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it takes time. I think that is our advantage. I think maybe the way we were raised or something, maybe it's the Lebanese genetics, but I think we both understood that.
Yeah,
you have to try very hard.
You need to build a house brick by brick.
Yeah.
You can't build a house in 1 month. And same thing applies to everything in life.
We don't, let's not mention names, but we know people. We know people, and they just
fumbled the bag.
They just got jealous of, let's say, your success or other people's success, and it's just because they want what we have, but they've worked 10%
less
than
way more or less. No, I thought you said 10% in total. Yeah. One thing I want to
What is that? Is that arrogance though? Like, what do you think it is that makes people think that? Because I think a lot of people at home have genuine intentions, but they might just be misinformed of how hard you have to work. But then maybe some other people are arrogant on this subject. What do you think?
How I see it is there are certain types of people. You have the rich kid, for example. He doesn't care.
A spoiled kid.
Yeah, spoiled kid. He doesn't care. Even if you have a supercar, whatever, he can be a good friend. And then you have the poor kid, and there are two types of poor kids. Poor kid that's envy, ego, whatever. He just looks at you and he's like, oh, why does he deserve this, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the poor kid that wants to learn, wants to listen, and wants to basically evolve in life. And I believe you're born with this. You can't change someone's personality. If someone is a dickhead, it's going to be a dickhead for the rest of his life. If someone is good, he can do some bad things, but he's still good-hearted. But yeah, those people, like, I've never seen someone with the characteristics I mentioned, like the bad, egotistical wants what other people have without. I've never seen someone like this that ended up successful.
Yeah.
Because they also have this whiny mentality where he just sits and cries about it rather than doing something about it. Mm-hmm. Like this, going back to my fight, if I would have lost on my fight, I would have just trained and had my basically rematch. I wouldn't have let it slide. I wouldn't have just sat and cried about it and not done anything. I would have just worked my ass off again, saw what mistake I did, told the guy, let's do a rematch. Even if he didn't want to do a rematch, I would pay him. Yeah, just come, bro. Let's do it again and do it again. So it just depends on what mentality you have.
Yeah, you think it's genetic then?
Yeah. Like,
I think it's this though. I think a lot of it's your environment in the first few years of your life. Yeah. But you can almost just say that's genetic because you can't reverse the first few years of your life in the sense of you're not going to go back in time now. That part's luck. Yeah. So a lot of it is just luck. But if you're watching this podcast, I would say you're the people who actually want to succeed. So that's the advantage people have when they watch this content. They know they're one of those people who had even if you had a rough childhood, if you're watching this kind of podcast, you're someone who's serious about leveling up. Because right now you could be at the club, you could be drinking with your friends, you could
chatting
shit, gossiping, watching Netflix, playing video games, but you're choosing to watch this to try and learn things. I think these people can always make it, but as McGregor says, you're either going to get better or bitter. And most people get bitter.
Yeah.
I've never been like that. Maybe that's why we're friends, but I've never been this person who gets bitter when other people do well. In fact, when we bought these, I remember now, as I'm talking. I bought this Richard Mille. I don't know exactly which month it was, but I remember you bought it like quickly after. Or the other way around, I can't remember.
No, you bought it first and then
just because it's like, all right, like, let me buy one. Like, it encourages you to buy one. Like, we have the money. It's like, okay, like, why not?
Yeah.
It's like...
Talking about this, let me talk a little bit about my experience with people in Dubai. For everyone watching this, in Dubai, they have something I like to call it Dubai syndrome. Bro, the people here, most of the people, they just love to flex. And not flex in a way that cars or clothes, because almost everyone here has nice cars and nice clothes. But I'll give you an example. I met this guy. He watched my fight. He kind of, he felt like he's inferior to me at some point, even though this guy is way richer than me, but he felt the need to...
Who is he? We can blur the name. Do I know him or no?
No. He felt the need to show me what girls he fucks, that this girl he fucked, Conor McGregor, follows her. A lot of stuff like this. Like, I witnessed the conversation where both guys were saying, there were two guys on the table. One guy was talking about cars. The other guy, every time the first guy said the car, the other guy was like, yeah, I bought that. And then it was like this stupid car. They're both
ego.
rich. They're both rich, but it's just low IQ. And then at one point, one guy said, oh, well, my brother owns a Chiron. It's actually a true story. And the other guy was like, I can't compete with that, you know? And what he said was, well, I bought the first Aventador Roadster in the UAE. I mean, like, you just lost, bro. But even that, like, getting into a...
No, but you know they cost a lot more of these things.
Being the first?
Yes, I was at a car dealership, and the car salesman who sold me all these cars, he told me that, like, this client bought a Range Rover. I'm just going to make up numbers because I can't remember the price. But let's just say he bought it for $200,000. Now it's worth, like, $60,000, $70,000.
Yeah.
Like, he paid a lot more.
But is the flex worth it?
Of course not.
Is the flex worth it?
Yeah. But the only thing is, if you're that rich... then I think it is a flex.
Yeah.
Like if you can depreciate a Range Rover by 100K just because you super don't care, that's kind of cool. But then you don't say it. You just don't care.
Yeah. These people I feel bad for because like...
How old are these people you can't say?
39, like
okay.
old, you know?
And they know you from
social media.
Okay.
And the thing is, I've never had such arguments because... if someone's trying to flex on me or anything, like I know who I am, I know what I did, I know my accomplishments. I don't need to speak out loud. I don't need to like someone else's opinion. I believe because we've been hated on a lot online, I've been through a lot online, you become immune to it. Like for me right now, if I hear X said that about you, I don't like it. When someone says X said, I would just like that. I just closed my ears, you know, because I don't care.
Yeah,
it's just doesn't mean anything.
Before, when I was younger, I used to care more.
Same.
100%. Like in school, it definitely matters.
Like imagine you're 40 and you still care about that.
They say it's like when you're 20, you care what everyone thinks. When you're 40, you stop caring what everyone thinks. And when you're 60, you realize nobody was thinking about you the whole time. But it's like, I think when you're very successful at a young age, you become like a 60-year-old at 25.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you go through things quicker. That's what I've noticed, bro, really in the last, let's say 3 years, maybe since 22. You really just stop caring what people think. Like now, maybe it's social media as well, like you said. I just don't care.
Same.
Unless it's someone like, let's say they said 50 Cent said something bad about Hassan. I was like, what the fuck? Like 50 Cent? Like what?
Yeah.
But it's just like John 62 living in Michigan. It's like, bro, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know? And what I realized as well, just talking to so many other people like yourself, people who are successful, it's like, I am someone who I forget how well I'm doing. So that's why I like when I talk to other successful people, they remind me like, bro, we're doing well. And I forget about this maybe because I live in Dubai. For you, it's easier to remember you're doing well because you live in Bucharest. There's still rich people, but Dubai is next level, of course.
Yeah,
you see Bugatti. Bro, I saw two or three Bugattis on the same road on the Palm. On one front, there's like 20 fronts. 2 or 3 Bugattis, I can't remember, 2 I think. 2 Chirons on the same road on one front, one thing.
Crazy.
So on the Palm, there might be like 50 Bugattis, 40 Bugattis. Like the most Bugattis in the world are in Dubai, the UAE.
Yeah.
So it just desensitizes you to make you think like you're never going hard enough.
Yeah. Like
it's good and bad.
Exactly. I was talking to my friend that I came with today, and I told him, bro, like I just can't wait to go back to Romania just for that, because in Romania, it's very easy to be king, you know, at our level, for example, because you don't see Bugattis there, you don't see this crazy shit. But here, I'll give you an example. A friend of mine texted me on IG. He's like, let's meet up, blah, blah, blah. I have this friend I wanted to introduce you to. And he told me to go to the Bulgari Yacht Club.
That's nice, that place.
Yeah. And I believe it's a very exclusive place in Dubai, let's say. And when I met the guy, hi, what's up, blah, blah, we were catching up and we were walking there and he was showing me around and he told me, like, this is Cristiano Ronaldo's house. I was like, what the fuck? This guy lives in the same neighborhood with Cristiano Ronaldo. And then we were talking next to the pool, eating, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of start to realize the level of wealth here and the difference. Like, yeah, we are successful. People watching us see us as heroes, but there's still way more.
For sure.
There's still way more.
You can't cheat like age and, you know, time and experience.
Yeah.
Like us at 45 is completely different. You're smarter, you're more connected. life experience, you know? Money has been compounding, knowledge compounds, everything
I believe
compounds.
for our age, having way more than this can do more damage than good.
Like what way? So like,
As in,
let's say like a rapper, you mean with like
No.
Juice WRLD, like
Yeah,
drugs
yeah,
or something? Or
yeah.
I mean, like when you get too addicted to the lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly. I think I said it wrong, but it gets to a point where, like, as you said, we lived way past our ages. We were maybe like 60 years old, 70 years old when it comes to a normal average Joe's
Bro,
life.
you've traveled to more countries last year than most people do in a decade.
Exactly.
Bro, so many people in England and America, they don't travel anywhere. They travel in the country.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have time off work.
Another thing, since we were talking about Dubai, another thing that makes me dislike living here is the women, bro. Like,
Yeah.
bro, it's crazy. It's very hard to find the good girl here, and even if you do, it's just it's too fake, you know. I've met a lot of people here that told me, yeah, I'm with this good girl, or I don't pay for women, blah blah blah, but like she demands watches, bags, vacations. Like, I mean, this is normal if she's your wife, you know. If you've been together, like what I like and what I see as something very healthy is, you were together when you didn't have anything. She supported you. Now you're rich. You spoil her. But if you didn't have her and now you have everything and you're searching for someone, it's going to be very hard unless you find her in like fucking gulag or it's fucking desert.
I thought you were going to say the Gucci store or something.
But in Dubai, bro, it's the worst place to try and find the good girl.
Yeah, people always ask me about this question, but because I've been in a relationship, I do not care, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're single and you're just like looking for an actual girlfriend, it's not the best city for sure. The main reason is because, let's say you live in England, there's English girls. Romania, there's Romanian girls.
Yeah.
Bulgaria, there's Bulgarian girls. In Dubai, there's
Everything.
There's 90% of people are tourists.
Yeah.
So you meet someone, then they leave the country, and it's a bit messy. But it's also a big city, though. There are definitely normal girls. It's just when people come on holiday, they're going to go to the tourist destinations, where the normal girls who are actually normal won't be able to afford that place. So I think this also exaggerates the problem in people's mind.
I'm going to talk about this and we'll cut it if it's not allowed after. I went back to the hotel, saw a boy of mine, and he was with a girl, Russian, Ukrainian. She looked very good, super cute, whatever. After that, went to the room, then we met at the lobby the second day. I asked him, who was this girl? He showed me her Instagram. Bro, she looked like it's a normal girl, you know, normal Ukrainian, good-looking model look-like girl. He said she's an escort. And based on her IG and
think she's
based
normal,
on,
you're saying?
bro,
Yeah.
way like too normal, you know. And because when you say the word escort, you think plastic, big boobs, looks, you know. But if that's the level here in Dubai, then it's just like, I would never think that she is. And I would fall into texting her, taking her out, actually wanting something with her and not even knowing that she does that or she used to do that. And this, I think, is very dangerous here in Dubai.
How do you think it is in Romania? Like, I've been in Romania quite a lot of times. Are there any escorts in Romania?
No. Like, chances of you dating an escort in Romania is very minimal because you can see them in Romania, you know?
I remember I was in this place in Romania, I can't remember where it was. Kong restaurant?
Yeah, Kong.
This one. And there was like this old guy just sat there by himself. These two girls come over, just start dancing with him. I was like, this is definitely escorts. But this was rare. Yeah, I never see this before this.
I mean, when I was at the Bulgari Yacht Club, I saw just a fat old guy with this 10 out of 10 Ukrainian or Russian 19-year-old. And they were bro, the guy was like jumping in the pool, doing like, trying to swim, trying to impress her. And she was just there clapping and happy. And my mind was I was looking at her and she's like, bro, she sees him as handbags.
Yeah.
Or as money or as vacations, because you can't convince me that 19-year-old girl is in love with that 65-year-old fat guy.
Fat slob.
Yeah. But like, even this is a value exchange in life, because let's say I'm 60 right now and I want to have fun, even though I don't think I'm going to get to that level because we made money in an early age. We had fun. We're still having fun. But if you're John that bought Bitcoin and decided to sell 40 years after and become a millionaire, and you want to have fun, it's not as bad as people, because she wants something and you want something. It's legal. What's the issue?
Yeah, people are too quick to jump on things and say, that's the worst thing in the world. How could you? If you're 60, how can you date a girl who's 25? It's like, I'm sure when I'm 60, I wouldn't be opposed to it, Because it makes you feel younger as well. If you're 60, are you going to search for a 60-year-old woman? You already have your wife.
Exactly. Anyone watching this, would you want a 60-year-old woman?
For fun. For
fun.
Obviously, if you have your wife and she's around the same age, fine, but it's not that fun.
Yeah.
But we're not 60. We never know.
We shouldn't be judging those people.
Bro, in general, people judge too much.
Yeah.
People like gossiping. That's what it is. They just want to say, bro, look at this guy. Look what he's doing.
Bro, this also happens even in boxing and sports. Like,
really?
Before my fight, there were a lot of no, let's fix this. After my fight, when I went to the after party, some German guy came up to me. He was also drunk. This is how I knew that he was talking. He was telling the truth. Comes to me, was like, "Whoa, Hadi, great fight, amazing fight." Because my fight was so good because it had turn of events. Everyone thought I was gonna get put to sleep because I was basically getting punched and the uppercut and the blood, and then situation turned and I knocked the guy out. This is what people like because it's basically a switch of events. And this guy was like, amazing fight, blah, blah, blah. I have to tell you something. Before the fight, some German guys were saying that your opponent is weak and that you chose a weak opponent because, bro, that comment actually pissed me off because I know how much I worked. I know how hard my fight was. I know how bad the punches hurt. I was bleeding. Some dickhead was saying something like this.
And he's saying a bunch of people, right? It's not just one guy.
Yeah.
I guess there's a lesson in there, which is just always do things for yourself. Because let's say that guy didn't land that punch on you. You knocked him out. Because I actually, obviously have confidence in you. I know how hard you train. I thought you were going to do it in one round.
Same.
So when that guy landed the punch, I was a bit shocked. But if you knocked him out in 3 seconds, people's natural reaction isn't to think, oh, he trained way harder than I would have trained.
Fake fight.
Yeah, it's fake, easy opponent. You've paid him off. All these comments start coming in. So just do things for yourself, people. Like even when you buy a car, right? We've bought some cars and people care. They do treat you better in the sense of, oh, now you have a supercar, like you're cool kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're like, every day, congratulations, obviously, right? No one cares.
About it.
Yeah, so it's like, just do things for you. No one actually cares about you besides you. And that goes for everything. Boxing, cars, money, women, everything.
I genuinely got to a point where I hate people that, I would say, drool over me for the cars or for the success. Don't you feel like I hate when I see someone
putting on a pedestal?
Exactly, like kissing my ass just because I know that I'm a cool person. I know that I'm a hardworking person. I'm a person that you'd learn a lot from if you're next to me. Like, fuck the cars, fuck the money. I've been through a lot. You've been through a lot, and the cars are just like, it's a car, bro. Like, come to Dubai and rent one.
Cars are a representation of our mindset. But people think that's the best thing but that's just because the reason why this happens is because on social media we show these things a lot. But that's just marketing, attention. So people then think that's your personality. But then when they watch these podcasts, they're like, okay, these people actually are smart. Someone sent me a message on Twitter yesterday saying, I saw on your podcast, you're actually a smart guy. You come up with ideas quickly. I was like in my mind, I thought, how do you think I became a millionaire? Just like looking at the ceiling. Like, I think people are just deluded, bro. But he meant it well. I'm just saying, like, people have the wrong grasp of what success is. But yeah, that comment would have pissed me off, back to your point. Like, these guys are saying this. Because what that means is, he also was thinking this. Because if he was in the same room, it's like when people say, this guy's talk shit about you, but as they say, why was that guy comfortable in telling you something bad about me?
Yeah, and it was perfectly as you said it. If I would have knocked him out quickly,
100%,
it would have been the same. So what happened was actually a good thing, not a bad thing.
But I think also it's also another lesson not to take things too personally, because even though I'm your friend, even though I know you train super hard, if you knocked him out in 5 seconds, 20 seconds,
you would have thought
I would actually think he's an easy opponent. Because even if you're the best boxer in the world, it doesn't take 20 seconds normally. You know, like look at Usyk, he has hard fights, Anthony Joshua. So it's just, people will always have an opinion. You know when they say like there's two sides to every story?
Yeah.
It's just like there is always two sides to every story, because everyone has their own natural biases. You know, like they'll watch us and then say, oh, they have a nice watch because they're overcompensating. Oh, he's doing boxing, that's because when he was a kid he got bullied and he got picked on. Like they always have something to say.
Yeah.
He's wearing a tracksuit because he's a chav. Like they're just people think what they want to think. You know, so if you have a beard, I've seen comments people say like on social media about other people. If you have a beard, you're hiding your face. If you don't have a beard, oh, you can't grow a beard.
You can't grow a beard, bro.
If you
There's always something. You know? There's always something.
Every comment. So just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
What would you say? How do I word this question? What would you say was one of like the most memorable moments for you in your life, where someone like either said something bad about you, or you wanted to prove someone wrong, or like, did I ask the question correctly? Think about like
I understand. My ex-girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah, I remember like my ex-girlfriend, when I was with her, it's a long time ago. I didn't have anything. Like she's still a flight attendant, and she paid for me to come to Dubai. We met each other in Romania, then she moved to Dubai to become a flight attendant, and one time she paid for my flight to come here. I had a little bit of money saved up, and I came here, and I always dreamed about owning a McLaren. Like that was my favorite car brand.
In my mind, I'm going to guess what the story is. He's never told me this, but I think I know.
I went with her to check her 570S. It was for sale, and I saw online that in Dubai, it doesn't matter, you can get a test drive, like, because everyone here is cool, you know. It's not like in other countries, they won't even let you touch the car. So I went, I saw the car, I sat inside it, I even took it for a test drive. So it was a yellow 570S.
Okay.
And I remember on the way back, she kept on telling me like, yeah, stop dreaming. You're not going to get this car. Like, why did you even get me here to see it? I feel embarrassed. All that type of shit. Yeah,
so that's why you were dating, and she just... You went for a test drive with her?
Yeah.
Was everything fine in the relationship?
I took her with me to see that, because
you were excited by it.
Yeah, and I bugged her head at home about the car, showing her videos of the car, blah, blah, and she was never interested in what I wanted to achieve. But the funny thing is, when I bought my McLaren, my 720S, I sent her a picture. Each car I bought, our conversation is, I send the picture, she sends some message. I don't even read them, because I send picture of the car, archive. You know,
archive,
archive, and then come back, new car, same thing, archive. I did the same thing with the private jet as well, first time with the private jet, and I sent her a picture of the fight. Like, I'm coming to your country, the country you live in. I'm coming to the country you live in to fight. Look at me, I'm in the main card. Look at where I am right now. I think she's engaged to some UK loser, also flight attendant like her.
Wow.
And funny thing is, she texted me one time at 3 a.m. recently. She asked me, can we call? Something like that. It's like, sure. She called me and she was crying that guy cheated on her, and she realized that even losers can cheat. So it's not only the rich people cheating, even the poor guys cheat. And it's just a matter of...
lesson in there.
Yeah.
With the girls watching this.
Yeah.
It's real stuff though. Yeah. This is more gain than the business stuff. Because I always say this just quickly. Like, if you understand life as a whole, like you understand, you know, everything, then it's easier to make money.
Yeah.
You know, if you're dealing with arguments with girls, you're cooking every meal, you're cleaning your house, it's hard to get rich. But carry on.
I'm not saying that as a man you should cheat. I'm not saying that it's a good thing to cheat, but the definition of cheating for me is not the same as for maybe the people watching. For me, cheating on someone is when you have emotions, you think about someone else, you smile while texting someone else. This is cheating, because you're backstabbing
you need a stone cold
partner.
face.
Yeah, you're backstabbing your partner.
You need to be angry while messaging.
Yeah, but if you just like,
of course,
slipped into a girl's vagina, just fucked her once, and like, she was just, bro, like,
it was an accident.
You see her as I don't want to say the word object, but like that's not cheating because
it's not, no.
Yeah, and for the woman watching this, I know you're gonna hate me, but even if your boyfriend is a loser,
he's still gonna think of it. He's still gonna try.
He's still gonna try. He's still gonna think.
Carry on back with that story. I think that was a good story. So you kept sending her things. You got on a call with her. Then what happened?
Yeah. She called me. She said that I think they got engaged. Fiance, whatever, cheated on. So both of them went to her fiance's sister's wedding, and then he sent her home because he was eyeing another girl there, and he left with another girl and cheated on my ex, basically. And I remember I was sitting there just listening on the phone. I was like, okay, like what can I do? I do not care, but it's just the fact that right now she feels bad. I think in her head it was just the emotions because she's a woman and they think more emotionally. Maybe she thought that, oh, maybe if I called him, he'd give me advice or whatever. But
did she say she missed you or anything like that?
No, just telling me. Then she asked me about my relationship, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't tell her anything. Like, what do you want? You know, he cheated on you. Okay, you chose a loser. What can I do?
That's so bad, though. Like, imagine, does that guy know you're her ex? Like, does that dude know of you?
I think it's inevitable because this is something I've seen happen. If you're someone that let's say you're successful or you're on your way to being successful and you were with a girl and then you broke up, I can guarantee you 90% of the girls are going to flex you on their next man, because if she downgraded and then the new man pissed her off, she's going to say, oh, look, but my ex, look at his car, look at what he's doing, look at how successful he is. Or if she doesn't tell him, she's going to tell her girlfriends. And this is just
sort of status signaling, it's like it's motivation to actually become more successful, because then people use it as a flex that they know you.
Yeah.
They want to take a picture with you. They want to show you off because you're famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
the game's the game.
I remember the people that were watching my fight from home stream. When I did the walkout, you didn't see because you were watching it live. The commentators were saying that, Dr. Hadi, millionaire from Bucharest, finished med school and became a millionaire online. And I remember the people that filmed it on the stream and posted it on Instagram and tagged me, and they were happy because I know this guy, he's boxing, he's a millionaire, he's a doctor, makes money online, blah, blah, blah. And it just inflates your presence, it makes
the flexing through you.
Yeah.
It's like if you're friends with Drake, for example, or Ronaldo, and you post a picture with Ronaldo on Instagram. Now people are going to think, well, if he's friends with Ronaldo, he must be a somebody too.
Yeah.
It just lifts your status up too.
Yeah.
It's just, it's interesting. But that's so bad. Imagine being that girl. Imagine being your ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend.
Yeah.
And knowing that he probably won't know that she called you. He won't know, of course
unless he's watching this.
Yeah.
But
if he knows you,
But that's the thing. Some people have no
Why did
problem.
you break up though with this girl? How did you guys break up?
That was a long time ago for anyone watching. That was maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
Long time.
4 or 5 years ago. But I kept on flexing on her every time I bought some, just because I thought it was fun. Nothing more. We broke up for when I wanted to start my online business, she was against the idea. She was like, this is not a real business. Continue with the med school thing. I told her, but I'm not going to stop med school. When I started, I was in my second or my third year of med school. So I'm not going to stop. I'm just still going to go to school, but try to build something on the side as well. No, it's not going to work, blah, blah, blah. She was totally against everything I wanted to achieve. And it just stopped working. And I'm not even ashamed to say it. She started talking to other people.
Really?
She started looking into other options, basically, because she's like, this guy. I believe she was a control freak, because she just wanted me to be like, okay, I'll just go to school and do what you say, and
Bro, yeah. I mean, I remember once I went on. Yeah, I'll make the story short. I remember I just seen this girl like one time. This was never my girlfriend, just a girl I'd seen one time. And she was telling me like, you need to be careful with the way you spend money, because this was like when I first moved to Dubai and like she'd seen all my cars and stuff. I was like, what?
Giving you advice, financial advice.
Yeah. I was like, who do you think I am? Like, I was like, who are you? Like, you know, she's like, yeah, I just want you to be careful, not waste all your money. Like, she's talking about it like it's our money. It's like, I don't even know you. You know, it's like, that was so off-putting.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. It's just like, she thinks she's like as smart as me, and it's just this weird there's so many reasons why that's wrong. Never saw her again.
Obviously.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I think money is very important in dating. Maybe we can talk about that for a second, because you know, there's a lot of guys online who always make this point. But you need to get girls when you're broke. Well, yeah, obviously, I'm not saying you should not be able to get girls when you have less money than a millionaire. Obviously. But if you want to compete for the better girls, you need money. And B, it's like you're always going to be a bit insecure if you're completely broke, especially as you get older. I always say when you're 18, okay, everyone's poor. 18, 19, okay, everyone's poor. In uni, everyone's poor. But if you're 25 or like when you're 35, bro, you need money.
Yeah.
35 and being broke is the most cringe thing.
It's a broke guy at the bar sitting.
Bro, you can't be like this. So I think the older that you get, the older the girl gets, it's more and more important to have money. If you don't have money, you're looked at as weird, because you've had so many years to try and make money, which means the only thing is you're either lazy or just dumb. And that's just both really unattractive.
I remember my father told me this once, and it stuck in my head. He said something like, the man chooses his wife and the woman just accepts the person that chooses her, something like that. Because like what he said it in Arabic, but what he meant was, you as a man, you choose the wife you want to basically spend the rest of your life with. It's your decision. You say, yeah, I'll take this girl, because you have two options: fucking go or just fucking stay, basically. But as a woman, you need to accept the fact that he chose you. You can't, as a woman, choose that man, you know? And this is kind of the structure behind this thing, I would say, is if you're at the position in your life where you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you're still broke, the options you have of women to choose, like you're on this level right here. And there's not many options. And even if you find any options, they're horrible.
Because imagine you have a daughter. Why would you want your daughter when she's 20, 25, whatever age, to choose a guy who's broke? Like if I have a daughter, I'm going to be telling her every day not to be dating those kind of guys.
Yeah,
obviously.
100%.
So it's like any guy you want your daughter to date in the future is going to be rich. Like you want your daughter to date a rich man.
Yeah, like
so you're not going to have any options.
I spent my whole life working my ass off to have my daughter live in a castle, for then broke dickhead John to take her back to the ghetto. Why?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. And I think the bigger problem is a lot of these Johns, I have nothing to do with John, by the way, it's just like an example. A lot of these guys, they think that, oh, it's normal. Like, I'm going to find the rich girl one day and she's going to, bro, this is just a dream. Like, this is a dream.
It's because there's like these couple examples of like these models who are like broke, but they're like good looking, handsome people. And then these guys will like, because they're famous as well. So like they have some assets.
Yeah.
And then they'll find like some billionaire's daughter and they'll be like, this is my plan. Yeah, but you're not a model, you're not famous, you're literally just Joe. You're John, you're whatever, you're a normal dude. So I think everyone's just deluded, man, with their current position, and they overinflate their worth. They think they're irreplaceable. They think they're so valuable to society. Like, you're just one little small dot on the earth. And especially if you're not a millionaire or something, you're just, no one, like a girl's not going to like lose sleep over you. You're very replaceable.
Two things I want to say. One, beauty is temporary. Like, you can be handsome, cute, whatever you want to call it, for a short period of time. You're not going to be cute or beautiful for a very long time, because you can't be cute when you're 25, 26. No one's going to call you cute, you know, as a man. And
oh, you're talking about guys?
Yeah. Oh. And being funny won't make you money, because I'm talking about this because a lot of these guys, they tend to basically go on trying to find girls based on, oh, I'm a cute guy, or I'm a funny guy, or I'm a good looking guy. Bro, this is temporary. Like this will work if you're 18, 19, 20, but once you're 23, 24, you can be the funniest guy, you can be the most good looking guy. If you're broke, no one's gonna take you seriously. Even if she lets you fuck once, but that's it. Like, that's it. This is how far your assets took you.
100%. Couldn't agree more. You have to be rich and smart. Like, you have to attract a smart, pretty girl. Otherwise, you're just gonna get low-level, low-class girls. And
I remember we talked.
It's so obvious to me that I don't even really care about talking about it, because
I remember we talked about this before, and I believe this is going to help a lot of the guys viewing this. Is, let's say you're short, for example. You're short, you're a 6 out of 10. If you're short with a Lambo, you're now a 7 out of 10. Short with a Lambo and charismatic, know how to talk, blah, 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 you're now an 8 out of 10. You know, like money, status, charisma, these 3 things help you elevate. It doesn't matter. Like, I've seen so many not so good looking guys, but they have money, they have charisma, they know how to speak, they're gentlemen, they're very nice, they're very kind. Bro, no one cares about looks or about jokes or about the guy that comes with the beer and just is funny. Like, no one cares about those people.
Yeah, not in real life.
Yeah,
you
people
know, in school,
just overestimate, you know, they
100%. For me, I think speaking and communication and charisma is like number one.
Yeah.
I always say this to my people, but if you can't have a conversation in Romania, like, I've been on quite a lot of dates with Romanian girls, and they say this word "rogelo." What's it? Rogelo, something like this. It's like sweet with your words or something. Do you know Romanian?
Yeah, I do. But
Oh yeah, of course you do. I forgot. Guys, we haven't seen each other for so long. It's like Rogelo or something. I remember I was talking to another person about this in Romania. They said, yeah, it's like, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I've been on so many dates, or just I've met so many people, and they say you're good with your words, you can keep a conversation going.
I think regele. This was the word?
I can't remember.
Okay.
But something like this. And it's just the point that, so what the girls will do is they'll start complaining to you about, like, other dates. Like, oh, this is so much more fun than other dates. I've been on so many boring dates. And I just, like, lean into it. I'm like, why were they boring? And all this stuff, just chatting shit. And then, like, the guy would just talk about his money the whole time, or he'd talk about his BMW. Like, I can't fathom there are people like this in this world. I can't believe you're flexing a BMW. But, like, I just can't believe you're sat there in front of a girl talking about a car to a girl. Yeah. Like, repeatedly. I find that crazy. And they say, yeah, this happens all the time. I'm like, what the fuck? And this is loads of girls. It's not like, maybe it's just this girl. Like, loads of girls, if you ask them about, like, previous dates, just casually, just because you're interested, they'll complain about previous dates they've been on. Like, guys are just boring. Guys are weird, bro.
Yeah.
Why, though? I don't know.
I saw this video a couple of days ago about this girl. She was on a podcast, and a guy asked her, like, why did you break up with X, some famous Arab girl? And she was like, this guy didn't know my worth. I know that I'm a diamond. If I give a guy the chance to meet me, his life is already better, let alone the fact that he was talking to another woman. I'm this, I'm that. She kept on talking about herself for 10 minutes. And then I was reading the comments, and the comments were like, it's obvious why he left you. Like, we can see why he's not with you. It's ego, bro. Sometimes ego blinds you. It makes you overestimate yourself, makes you think that you're way better than you actually are, and this ends in self-destruction.
For guys and girls.
Both.
100%. Because girls do what you just said. They'll just talk endlessly about how they're so unique and they're so
I've
fake.
run away from that.
100%. It's so unattractive. So they think they're special, but then guys will be like, because they have a BMW now, they're like the rich guy. It's like, bro, there are people who spend the same money you spent on your BMW on a jet, like this. So it's like, even we know, like, there's so many levels to money. That's why we're just normal, humble people. It's like in day-to-day life. It's like, I think it's just from bad parenting. I think it's just from being, I think it's just from being a dickhead when they're younger. I think it's hard to reverse it.
But, like, I've met people.
Like, my dad would just slap me if he, like...
Same.
I couldn't be a dickhead.
Same, but I met people that came from rough upbringings, but they're still nice people. I think it's also tradition as well.
No, but even then it's upbringing. It's just different kinds of upbringing. Maybe we got brought up by, let's say, our dads, our parents were good. Maybe they got brought up by some gangster they knew on the street or some older friend type of figure in their life.
Yeah.
It's just some kind of upbringing or genetics. I think it's just luck. Because people don't choose to be a dickhead. No one would choose to be an arrogant dickhead.
Yeah.
They're an arrogant dickhead because for some reason their life brought them to this point. Like if you saw your mom and dad every day drinking and having a drug problem, you're going to be a different person.
100%.
You're going to be, something's going to be different with you. And if that happened to your parents, then yeah, you're different than if they didn't do that. Everyone knows that. I guess it's just using the bad things that have happened to you and just turning them into a superpower. Bro, talk about that time you told me in Lebanon when your family's like apartment was getting attacked or something. There was like bombs in the country. Or...
This was actually very recent when there was basically the mini war between Lebanon and Israel recently, just bombs flying left and right. And my parents' home and my sister's apartment, they're in the same building. And that building basically got destroyed. There was nothing there. Like they were throwing bombs randomly in Beirut and in certain areas, and we just got unlucky. It was a very bad moment because as much as I tried to help them, as in I said I'll pay for everything. I even sent money. I said anything you need. Like don't worry, you're not gonna. Like I would sell everything I have just to keep them happy. You know, I don't care about that, but. I think for them it was their whole life's work, the memories, the everything there. And we know a lot of people as well, cousins, relatives that also lost their homes. And if I wasn't in the position that I am right now, that would have been a fucking catastrophe. Like, I don't know if I was working a job and like
it's because saying to your parents or your family it's gonna get better only means so much.
Yeah,
like physical money and like I fixed the problem with cash.
Exactly,
it's like a different level of love.
Exactly,
you know?
I instantly moved them to another apartment with even way bigger, way better. I told them I would even buy one, like just to keep them happy and. It fixed the problem.
Yeah, it's a good point I actually want to talk about. So when I was younger, I used to kind of think like, when someone does something for you and then you love them, it's kind of like, it just feels too transactional. But as you get older, you realize like, if someone's not actually doing things for you, they don't love you. Yeah. And it's like the best kind of love is showing someone you're actually doing something for them. Like if you give your mom money and then she can buy something and she's happy, like that's real love. Because you have to work hard for that money, blah, blah, blah. But it's like back to the point I was just saying.
Words mean nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Words just mean nothing. Like, even if they, like, appreciate the gesture, like, okay, I'm still have a broken house. I still have no things.
Yeah.
I need clothes to live. I need food to eat. Like, words only go so far.
Yeah.
And they don't go far. They kind of stop very quickly. You know, it's all about actions, man. So if you want to have a good family life, good social life, good relationships with women, you need money. I'm always saying this to people. Because people think we just talk about money because we're like these materialistic people.
It's everything.
It's literally everything besides your family.
And for me, like it's more than money is accomplishments as well. Like my
boxing fight,
the boxing fight, the whole family, basically my uncles, their wives, my bro, everyone came to my father's house and they were watching it. And my father was extremely proud. I mean, they were a bit worried in the first round, but then when I knocked him out, like they sent me a video, everyone's shouting, they all called me, we're proud of you, blah, blah, blah. Like there's so many things you can do to make your life better because such accomplishments, even if you win a fucking golf tournament, even if you win anything, any accomplishment, it just makes you happier, makes your family happier. It just makes life better. But
gives you confidence.
Gives you confidence.
Now you can draw back on that moment when you're going through a tough time in business and be like, okay, first round was a bit shaky, second round. Same thing with business. Maybe temporarily we're not doing so well. Okay, second round we're going to do well. Second quarter of the year we're going to do well. Right now it's April, second quarter. You know, if Q1 wasn't so good, bounce back. You can always bounce back. And we've seen, bro, so many people make money quickly and then they just
disappear.
It's like you need to make money for 10 years. Forever.
Forever, yeah.
So you need to always be learning new stuff. But yeah, that point about relationships and family and stuff, I think people don't realize how much power they actually have. Like if you actually become a successful guy, like everybody around you's life becomes better.
100%.
Not just your mom and dad, like your girlfriend, your future children, your friends, you inspire them. We inspire people on social media.
I'll give you an example. Remember the guy that was filming us when you were in Romania?
There's two people.
Yeah.
One fighter and the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
Yeah.
He works at the hotel. We met each other when I came to Romania, basically. Two Lebanese guys in Romania became friends. We ate eggs together. We ate pasta together. We ate tuna together when there was no money for food. Like, we've been through those parts. And I drifted away from everyone, not only from him, from everyone. I started focusing on online money because I didn't have a choice. I needed to cut the distractions, cut everything, and just focus on me. And he congratulated me on every car, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't even try to like sneak in back or anything. He was just watching me, being happy for me. And after that, when we saw each other again, I started going out more. He was still the same exact person, never asked for anything. And when the whole war thing started in Lebanon, and he wouldn't tell me, he would tell other people, and I would find out from other people that he's struggling. But me, he never showed me that he's struggling because he's a man, he has an ego, and he doesn't want me to think that
he's asking for something.
He's asking for something.
Yeah.
I hired him, and I changed his life. Like, he earns 5 times more than what he earned as a receptionist at the hotel from me, but he's still working also there. Like, this is if you're someone broke right now, you should try to be like that person, because you're gonna get the opportunities coming to you like this. But if you're bitter, arrogant, broke, all of that, like, nothing's gonna happen. Your life is just gonna still continue. No one's gonna like you. No one's gonna want to help you. Yeah.
Such a good point. Such a good point. I agree completely. I've got stories like that as well. But yeah, being likable is a underrated skill. I feel like you're very likable. Like, you very rarely have conflicts with other people.
Yeah, because I believe it's the age as well. Like 27 for me is, I consider myself like, I'm mature now. I've been through so much. Another example of, like, I talked about this guy. I'll talk about another guy that saw the money, saw the cars. Also, same thing. He was with us in the brokey times, but when he saw the money and saw the cars, he went crazy. Stories in all the cars, acting like the cars are his, asking for me to lend him the cars, asking me to lend him the watches. Like,
it's annoying.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
And we ended up cutting him off just because of these things. And these are two examples of two real life examples of people, opposite stories. And if you're watching this, you already know how you should act and what you should try to do, rather than being the dickhead.
100%. It's just too short-sighted. It's like, okay, you got a story today.
Yeah.
But now you're just creating resentment in this other person's head. It makes you think that this person's just using you for this story. It's just like, play the long game. And it's not even just about being like some chess player playing the long game. It's also just like, it's just the right, wholesome, good thing to do.
Yeah.
And you should genuinely want to learn from this person. Not like quickly try and take.
Yeah.
It's very like amateurish. It's very childish. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
But I think that's because they don't believe in themselves, that ultimately they will never have those cars. So why not take the story if you're never going to have it? It makes sense when you think about it from that perspective.
Yeah.
They don't think they're going to have these nice things. Do you think anyone can make it? If they want to. Like, if they watch this now, they're like, I want to make it, you think they can?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Like, there's so many online businesses.
Bro, yeah. I got a story. I'm not going to mention this person's name, but like, in the last few months, I'm even more convinced than ever that anyone can make it. I know a guy, I won't mention his name, but like, this person, and like, he might be watching this even, but like, I used to say this to his face. Like, this guy was one of the, like, he had like the least life experience I'd ever seen. And he, in the last 6 months, has completely transformed himself as a new person. Like, I can't even say it because I don't want to reveal him to the other people who might know this, but yeah, like, I'm proud of this person. He's changed his life so much. It's like, he was in a very bad position 6 months ago. Like, he was worse than everyone watching this at home. And now he's like actually making money, like over 10K a month, like driving nice cars. Yeah. Like this. Because he was always very hardworking, always would listen to what I said. And he just,
it's law of attraction.
100%. Like, thoughts, words, actions all align. But yeah, but there's so many people at home watching this who think they're like high IQ. And then they think, I don't need to work then if I'm high IQ.
Bro,
What do you think of a hard work versus smart work? Because I think you're more, you want to expand on that? I think you're more towards the smart work side of things, right?
Yeah. But I also put in the work. Like, when it comes, like, you need to start with hard work to then transition into smart work. You can't.
Hard work, you mean? Sorry.
Yeah, you can't start with smart work with zero money in the bank. As in, you've done the hard work, you're at 10K, 20K, 30K a month. To scale over that, you need smart work. You need to know how to hire the right people. You need to know how to scale a business. You need to know how to talk, how to have a team, how to make everything run correctly. Whereas, because hard work can just take you from, I would say, 0 to 10K, maybe 20K. But after that, there's just so little time per day that you can use working, and you just need to start using your brain.
Yeah, I don't even think there's just any point of really like separating them. They just come together, right? It's like as you naturally work harder, like you said, you start learning what to do. Because then naturally you're going to have more conversations with other money makers. They're going to say, bro, why are you doing this? Do it like this. And then you're like, oh, okay. And now you change. Like, it's all about just doing more, thinking less. And I think truthfully though, everybody knows what they need to do. You know, that's why it's more fun to talk about the other things like the stories, because people know what they need to do. If you're watching this at home, you know what you need to do.
Stories are more interesting.
100%. Yeah. That's why I need to have the boxing fight. More stories.
100%.
I remember though, when I had this fight in Thailand.
You wanted to do it, yeah.
Bro, I wanted to. There's a few stories. There's a couple reasons why I didn't take a couple fights. I'll explain it to you after this podcast off camera. But I remember like 6 years ago, I went to Thailand and I just like told my friends I'm going to compete in this like little ring fight. Obviously not a professional fight, just like some little ring fight. And they were all being a bit like, they were like, okay, go do it then, blah, blah, blah. And like the winner gets like a free bucket of alcohol. I thought it would be a cool story. So I did it, I won. And like this feeling afterwards when I won was just so cool. But it was like a kickboxing fight. But back then I didn't know that you're not supposed to kick with your foot. This was like when I was 18. I kicked with you're not supposed to kick with your foot, but I kicked with my foot.
Okay.
So after the fight, after the adrenaline wore off, my foot was like fucked. The next like 4 or 5 days in Thailand, I had to be pushed in like a wheelchair. Sorry, not a wheelchair, a wheelbarrow.
Fuck.
You know, the things Gardner uses. But it was the best feeling, bro.
Yeah.
I remember afterwards we were playing like, what's this game? Beer pong with a couple girls, and I was like scoring all the points. Like, you know, when you just have momentum. I felt like a winner.
Yeah, I want to ask you something about this.
Yeah.
After my fight, someone messaged me on Instagram and he said something like, congratulations to everyone. Everyone is a winner tonight. What do you feel about that?
What do I feel about that?
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah, 100%. I just liked the message. I didn't say anything.
Be likable, be political, as we said, but it's not true, man.
It's not true.
You lost, you won, you won. But that's the thing, when you're actually realistic about the world like we are, you can't just be happy just because you competed. You need to win.
Yeah.
Like I was happy. I remember it's a lesson for everyone at home. Like, and it's a lesson for me. I need to do more fights, because that feeling when I won this fight, I got this little bucket of alcohol. I didn't care about this, but just the symbol of like, I got this. And my friends were all there cheering me on, and I hit this guy in the ground. Like one of his teeth came out. It made me happy. And I remember afterwards, we were just playing this beer pong game with girls. We've been doing that the whole holiday. Yeah. It's okay. It's fun. But when you're doing it after you just won, you feel like you accomplished something. Feeling, it's different. Yeah. So that made me more happy than buying all the supercars. Because I knew, you know, with the supercar, it's not actually that crazy of a moment when you have the money. Getting the money is the crazy part. Going to the shop and saying, take my money is not that crazy. You know you can afford it. So it's like...
100%.
You know what I mean? We need to do more hard stuff. Climb Mount Everest.
Bro, boxing fight.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Fuck the Mount Everest thing, bro. Fighting is...
I don't think there's anyone been 121 kg climb Mount Everest.
I'd do another boxing fight.
Yeah.
Would
you do an MMA fight? Imagine the small gloves, the 4 ounce. That would like be crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like you should next time like make more content. Like try and, if next time you hired someone who was just like, he completely just focused on the content, you literally just live normal, let him try and make some cool edit, some cool something.
Yeah.
That would be cool seeing the build up. Maybe you have like interview style questions, but it's more nerve wracking, I guess. More pressure on yourself, maybe.
The thing is, in camp, if you're not thinking about the fight all the time, then you're doing something wrong.
For
me, The first month I wasn't thinking about it that much, but the more, like, it's like 7 more weeks to go, 6 more weeks to go, 5 more weeks to go, you start thinking about it more and more.
When were you the
more.
most nervous during the whole process?
Before I came to Dubai. Like,
just before?
Yeah, because I came to Dubai 1 week before the fight. But before that, I found it hard to sleep because it was like, I'm going to Dubai, like it's becoming real.
Yeah.
And I would say everything was shit until I walked out. When I walked out to the music, I was feeling myself, blah, blah. I went inside the ring. Then it was like it's go, because at that moment, you know, you can't do anything.
You can't back out.
Yeah, you can't back. You're there.
Late, yeah.
It's too late. Just go
Fight.
on, put on a show, do your performance, and hope for the best.
100%.
But I'm a very strong believer in, if you've actually done everything, you can't lose.
Yeah.
Like in my mind at that night, he can't do anything to beat me, you know, even if,
Yeah, it's too late by then.
Yeah,
100%.
because he hit me with the uppercut that landed perfectly, but he followed the uppercut with the hook. But if when he followed with the hook, my hand was already up. If I wasn't training and done that in training multiple times and prepared for that, my hand would have been down and the hook would have took me out. But it's training, it's doing everything, it's working.
It's like there's no secrets.
Yeah,
You know,
there's
it's
no
like-
secrets. Look at Floyd Mayweather, for example. No one can beat him. No one managed to beat him. 50-0, and like he 50-0, and he fought everyone, bro. Canelo fought Manny Pacquiao. He fought everyone and beat everyone, and like never been knocked down. Like it's just, you can see, people can say, "Oh, it's talent." No, like you would insult the guy if you would say that he's talented. It's the work he's done. Like he used to preach about going to the gym at 4 a.m. and like crazy shit that no one would do, you know, and look at where it took him. So same thing is in business as well.
He used to always say, like, my opponents do 10 rounds in the bag, I do 30.
Yeah.
That's just so cool. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I saw that and I was like, maybe when I first read the quote, I thought it was going to be like, the opponent does 10, you do 12. The opponent does 10, you do 15. Like, why 30? Like 3 times more? Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why he's number 1.
Yeah.
I like Mayweather.
Even at my gym, they said 1 round in the ring is like 2 or 3 rounds 2 rounds of sparring, but he's done it like 3 times. So
yeah. It's also, it leads on to another point, which is, this is definitely true. You'll relate to this because you went to, what's it called, dental school, do you call it?
Yeah.
But it's like the whole idea of people will study enough just so they feel like they're going to pass the exam. But winners like train so much or study so much or
to get an
work
A.
so much in business where it's like guaranteed they can't get under an A.
Yeah.
It's like they're aiming for 100 out of 100.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to still get like the minimum A, but they're not going to go under the top mark, the top grade A or A star, whatever it is in whichever country. But like the winner's mindset is like, I'm going to keep practicing this until I can't fuck up, until I can't mess up. But losers have this mindset of, I've done the minimum, or how long does it take to become a millionaire? Well, why are you thinking the minimum? Think, what would ensure I cannot not be a millionaire?
Yeah.
Well, if you work 10 hours a day for 3 years in a row, you're 100% going to be a millionaire. In 2025, 100%. Right?
Yeah.
Any business model, you're going to be a millionaire if you put in 10,000 hours. 10 hours a day, 3 years, that's 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours into personal brand, 10,000 hours in TikTok,
crazy.
you're going to be a millionaire, bro. Easily, way less than that, I think. Even if you're dumb, even if you have low IQ, even if you're, like you said, short, even if you're ugly, even if you're
slow, even like,
just too many hours will just compensate for all your weaknesses. I remember when I went to Romania 2 years ago, one of our friends did an event. I remember when I went there. This was the funny story. Let's not mention names, but someone was like, just talking a lot like to other people. And like me and you, we were like the richest people there.
Yeah.
And we talked the least.
Yeah.
You know, unless someone asked us questions, like there's a lot of lessons in there. I can't say a lot of my stories I can't share online, but
I
remember
know.
you told me this. You're like, Hassan, you're speaking the least and you're richer than these people. It's like,
I know. I remember also same situation where I was in a gathering and someone was talking just because he had like an iced out Rolex, which is like 10K. But talking like he owned the world. And I was like just
Owned the
smoking
city.
a cigarette. Yeah. And then At one point, they started talking about cars, and one guy asked me, like, do you have a car? And back then I had both a McLaren and a Rolls Royce. And in that conversation, when I said, yeah, I have a McLaren and a Rolls Royce, everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, the guy with the 10K watch was talking for like years. And this guy is not saying anything, so.
Yeah. It's how life works.
Yeah.
But I remember that I wasn't there for that story, but I remember this event we were both at was just so funny. Like, it's just so funny because you just I think to myself, why are they talking?
Yeah.
Why don't they learn? Like, we talk now because it's a podcast. It's two people.
Yeah.
But in real life, we always listen to other people.
Bro, some of the people that were there, that were in our lives as well, and had a bit of success. I wouldn't even name it success, but let's say, okay, bro, these people, when they see someone winning now, they talk shit. Like, this is an example also happened to you. I believe I told you one time, oh, look, this guy is saying this about you just because you're doing better, you know? And I believe this is a lesson for the people watching. Like, the people you if you're hanging out with more than 3 guys, like, if you're a group of more than 3 or 4, a lot of these guys are snakes. It's too much.
It's just human nature, bro. Like, I think it's the most predictable thing in the world, human nature. Like, humans have not changed for thousands of years. We're the same, bro. We respond to fear. We respond to love. If we spend a lot of time in proximity to someone, we develop like an affinity towards this person, whether it's like our girlfriend or whether it's our friend. We're going to be closer to them. We're going to be more loyal to this person than a stranger, of course. It's like, this is obvious.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to betrayal, people are like, oh my God, I can't believe my friend snaked me. It's like, you were hanging out with 25 people.
Yeah, one of them is going to do it.
Yeah, they were all dodgy people. It's like, of course.
One is even like, I'm lowballing it.
Yeah, 100%. What's your, I think this is probably one of the best topics we talk about. What would you say your attitude towards friends is like? How many friends do you have? What do you consider a friend versus like an acquaintance, or like even this term in this whole online space, like a soldier or employee, or like someone who's just like, he's around you, he's like helps you with things?
I have 3 options. Brothers, which are people that I consider like ride or die, 2-3 guys. Friends, as in coffee, dinner, maybe a trip somewhere, that's it. And then people that I know. So, hi, bye, that's it. But variant number 1, brothers, 3, 2, 3. Friends, you can have as many as you want, because like, just go on dinner, talk some shit, waste time, or have some fun. And then the people that you know, these are the people that you already know that it's not good to be more than that, to give him more than the hi, bye, and that's it. This is how I see it.
Yeah. I kind of, my perspective on it is, I see it as like you have people kind of like clearly underneath you in the point that they like help you with whatever you want to do. If you say, let's go here, they're like helping you, whether it's an employee or whether it's someone just holding a camera. Yeah, just employee almost.
But these end up being close people to you.
No, they do. But I'm saying like the dynamic is clear that like you're not the equal in the sense of like your opinion is the same as their opinion. Yeah. It's like you're kind of directing the pace.
They have to respect.
They listen to you. Yeah. Right. So there's like that dynamic. It's like you here and they're here, let's say. Then there's the dynamic of like pure brothers. It's like, yeah, a couple people. Like I have an actual blood brother, so he's like my main one, of course. And then, yeah, maybe like friends even underneath that. And then there's just acquaintances. Like then it's good to have as many as possible.
Yeah.
You need as many people as possible where you can DM them on Instagram and like potentially ask for a favor or ask them a question. Like, bro, do you know any podcast studios in Dubai?
Yeah,
You need 150 of these people. Why not?
Yeah,
like you don't. But then if they call you, you can still choose to ignore them, kind of thing. Like you want to have that dynamic where it's like you don't feel like you owe them anything. They don't owe you anything, but they can still be useful. 100%. But the biggest mistake people make is trying to be close to 150 people.
To everyone, yeah.
Bro,
you're fake.
And then they end up talking shit to this guy about this guy and that. It's like it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's what girls do. That's why they snake each other.
One thing I would like to state, and I think this is going to be very important, is a lot of like the term hate only comes from below is bullshit. because hate comes from below you, it comes from the same level as you, and it comes from above you as well. Because the people below you, they hate on you because they want to be like you. The people on the same level as you, they hate on you, they envy you because there's competition, and the people above you will also hate on you because they don't want you to take their spot. So you're kind of, the more successful you become, the more lonely you start to, the more you start seeing the world. But if you're broke and stupid, like, you know, it's just,
and there's no one who sees you as competition. You don't get hate from above.
Yeah.
You don't really get hate on the same level your peers because they're not seeing you do anything, and there's no one below you.
Hate only comes from below is the dumbest thing.
I've said it before on social media, and I used to actually think that, but like 100% in the last couple of years or so.
What I was telling you, a guy that we both know, we used to hang around, he was doing good, you were doing good, but now you're doing better, but he's not even below. I mean, financially he is below, but at one point we were all the same. Like, he's hating now, and he like, you can't consider that person's hate equal to John from America working at McDonald's hate. Understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's a real point, but just keep progressing and you'll notice it for yourself. But I remember when this is one of the mistakes I made growing up. I was telling everybody around me that I was going to become successful, I was going to be a millionaire, and bro, it's a waste of time.
Yeah,
like you don't talk as much.
Yeah,
as a kid, I was more like telling my friends, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, constantly talking, and bro, it's such a waste of time.
Yeah,
like, because these people, then they start resenting you, like Hassan's always talking crap, and obviously it takes time to become rich. So all that time you're saying you're going to become successful,
they're
laughing at you.
Minimize the like, keep your odds to your favor as much as possible. Don't talk much. Talking is not bad, but if you're that type of guy that has a Lambo on his homes, on his lock screens, like showing everyone, I'm going to own this one day, bro, you're a clown. Even if you're gonna end up owning it, you already lost energy, time. You're gonna hear discussions, you're gonna hear gossip. Just I always used to say, be a silent shooter. Like, be there and blow up when no one's expecting it. And that's the best feeling, because everyone is going to be like, oh, like that guy, you know? I used to be very quiet in school. Now, whenever anyone from my school sees my stories on Instagram, it's like, buying cars in Dubai, did a boxing fight, finished med school. Like, what does this guy can't do, you know? Yeah. And this is my type. This is what I like, you know?
It's better because all your energy goes towards you.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like spreading all my energy out. And then when I actually started saying, okay, enough of this, I started winning.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a waste of time, bro.
Yeah, and like with the boxing fight as well, if I would have went and told everyone, oh, look at me, I'm training hard,
I'm going to win in the second round.
Yeah.
Then
People will start say, oh, I hope he loses, or people are like, oh, he's going to get knocked out, and it's unnecessary energy.
Even if you said you were going to win the first round, for example, and then let's say it went to the second round, even if you win, they're going to be like, he said the first round.
Yeah.
That you didn't really win it. You didn't do what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
People love to hate, man.
Yeah.
Or like, bro, it's like if you buy a car, if it's not 2025 now, they'll be like,
it's all.
Bro, I remember I was getting a haircut in America. You're not even going to believe this story. So this barber was like hating on me from the beginning because I asked his colleague, like, how long is it going to be for the haircut? Because they told me like 10 minutes and I was like 9 minutes. And the guy was like, how long has it been? I was like, I don't know, 9-10 minutes. He's like, it's been 9, so it's not been 10. Like, he's being very petty.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, bro, like, chill. So we started kind of going back and forth a little bit. Then I just stopped. I was like, this is just dumb. Stopped talking to him. Anyway, he was the one who ended up cutting my hair. I didn't care. I just carried on with it. He was asking me like what I do and all this stuff. Started talking. He's like, do you have any like car? He said, do you have a car or something? Just like interrogated me. But I just kept going with it because I thought I'm going to flex on him with the cars. So this was like a year ago or something. And he was asking me like, what year are the cars? And maybe it was like 2024, then 2023.
The Lambo, then who cares?
And he was like, oh, so it's not brand new. The car's not brand new. I was like, bro, I just told you I have like 2 Ferraris, 2 Lambos, Porsche.
Shit.
He's like, yeah, but what's the point of buying a car if it's not going to be brand new and you...
Bro,
I couldn't believe it. No, but he was serious. Bro, he was like, the whole point of buying a car is if it's brand new. I was like, what? Bro, maybe for you. I was just being very polite. I was just like, maybe for you, brother.
That's good.
For sure. I was just like, for me, I just like him as one of these cars. But yeah, you're right. I should have bought the new ones next time.
Yeah. Well, I would have handled the situation the same. I would have said, yeah, bro, like I couldn't afford the newest one. Hopefully one day
I'm on your level,
Yeah.
cutting hair. But you know, it's like initially sometimes you try and, yeah, we all have a bit of an ego. You try and like convince this person like, bro, the woman said 10 minutes. Okay, I asked in 9 minutes. Sorry for not checking my watch.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. But this guy's so petty. He has to put all his energy into like proving this millionaire.
he probably thought about it at home as well. Like,
I started asking what he does, and like I was asking like he does art and music. I was like, that's actually really cool and all this stuff. But you could tell he was still mad because I just flexed effectively. It's just bitterness, bro.
yeah.
The thing is, that people think from our position like we're like looking down. Like I'm not looking down on this guy. Like I actually like if he was to ask me for advice, I'd be like, all right, bro, you're clearly talented at music, at art. You're talented at cutting hair, whatever, right? I'll be like, maybe open your own barbershop. Maybe save money from doing this, invest it into this, maybe da-da-da-da. Like, would give them advice.
Yeah.
All right, now some quick fire questions with Hadi. So, Richard Mille or Patek?
Richard Mille.
Richard Mille or Rolex?
Richard Mille.
Richard Mille or, what else is there? AP?
Richard Mille.
Okay. You ask me a question now. We'll go back.
What you ask me is too easy. Like, you're always gonna choose the more expensive one.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like...
All right, last card of questions as time goes on.
Yeah. Lambo or Ferrari?
Lambo.
Lambo or Porsche?
Lambo. End of conversation. Lambo. All right. So we already talked about private jet or first class. You said first class, I said private jet. Hotel or Airbnb?
Hotel.
100%. Okay, you asked me one. So go back and forth.
Yeah.
It's hard to think of them off the top of the head, but...
Designer clothes or old money?
Recently, I'm wearing a tracksuit now, but recently I've become a bit more this plain simple clothes.
Same, bro. Like recently, I still buy some designer stuff,
Same,
but it's maybe one article from the whole outfit. Then I bought maybe like 20 black t-shirts, 20 white t-shirts, and that's it.
It's the same, yeah. Maybe moving more towards plain.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Training chest in the gym or back?
Chest.
Chest, yeah.
Boxing or MMA?
MMA.
For me, it's boxing.
Yeah. What's more important to you, having a big amount of assets and net worth, or like cash flow, current cash flow, or the business model you have kind of thing? I don't know if I asked that question right, but hopefully you can understand.
Yeah. Cash flow.
Okay.
But it depends on net worth as well.
Of course, if it's 100 million net worth and you can't, of course.
Yeah. Would you prefer 10 supercars or one hypercar? As in, like, that's all you have. 10 supercars, one hypercar. I'd go for the hypercar. Because, like, I'll tell you why. Because I'll go for the hypercar because you can buy an S-Class after. Like, just work a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm draw on that. I actually don't know. 10 would also be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Probably the 10 because at the moment... Actually, no, sorry, the hypercar. Because that 6 is already too much. Yeah, hypercar. Fuck 10 cars. 6 is too much.
Do you think supercars are becoming...
more common?
Yeah.
Yes, but I think the gap between rich and poor is becoming bigger. Like, there's less middle class people, so there's more people becoming like rich enough to buy a car, but more also poor people.
So you think that
there's less middle people?
So you're saying that the used to be middle people are the ones that are buying supercars now?
I'm saying like before those rich, before those poor, and those middle. These middle people, 97% of them become poor. Or like more towards the poor side, they went poorer, but 3% of the middle went richer. Okay. And those extra 3% are buying all the cars as well. Okay. Like that point.
Okay.
So yeah, they are becoming more common. So you asked me that question, so I'm asking you a question. Would you rather go on holiday to a beach place or a city place? I know your answer, I think.
Beach place.
Yeah, you like Maldives, all these places.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to
go back.
Yeah, but I can't now because, but like after that, I'm heading directly to a fucking island. Like,
of course. Yeah.
For a week or, I don't know.
Yeah. Bucharest, Romania or Dubai?
For living, Romania.
For holiday?
Dubai. You can't do much as holiday in Romania.
Lebanon or Bucharest? Beirut or Bucharest?
It's a hard one.
Well, it has to be Bucharest if you live there, right?
Yeah, but Beirut is home. Exactly. I have, when they introduced me to come to the ring, he said fighting out of Bucharest, Romania. And this is normal because for anyone watching this is normal because I did my pro boxing license in Romania. I trained in a Romanian gym. The gym I trained in, they issued a boxing license with the commission. Everything.
What is it, like an actual card or something?
Yeah, really? It's a big card with your picture, the professional boxer. Yeah, and it's on BoxRec on Google.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and this is why he said fighting out of Bucharest, Romania. And then I get this comment. Some guy messaged me on Instagram. He's like, "You're too ashamed to say that you're from Lebanon."
I hate those people. Those people are the worst.
Bro, like...
Yeah.
What did Lebanon give me, bro? Like, what did I get from being there? In Romania, it offered me safety. It offered me opportunities. I'm not hating on Lebanon as a country. It's my hometown. It's my home. My parents are there. My family is there. But you need to... Like, those people that are extremely, like, their love for
Who are those
land,
people in real life?
bro,
I don't know what they look like.
the biggest losers.
Thing is, I've never met these people.
Same. But, like, you're so emotionally attached to something that doesn't give a single fuck about you. So, like, if he would have... Bro, no. I don't even want to get into this because this is too low IQ. Like, this is... I believe, like, you shouldn't even be listening to this.
Okay. Yeah. McLaren or Porsche?
McLaren.
Yeah.
Bro, McLaren, like, anyone watching this, if you're at the point you want to buy a supercar, bro, buy a McLaren first car. Fuck the Huracan.
Nah, buy the Huracan. I like the Huracan.
They're too common.
They are, yeah.
They're too common.
But they're so reliable. Like, it's actually comfy.
I tried getting into an Evo Spider today. A fighter that was on the event as well, he rented an Evo Spider, and wow, it's horrible next to a McLaren.
In terms of comfort?
Yeah.
Surprising. Yeah.
720S has more space, I believe, inside.
But Hardy's big. Like, if you're normal size, then that's not a problem. But, okay. Ask me another question. I like these questions. It's fun. Because it forces you just to make quick decisions. It's hard to come up with them, though.
Yeah. London or Dubai?
Dubai, 100%. Let me ask you an interesting question. Okay. What's more important? Yeah, give it like quick answers. Then we go quick. What's more important in business? Choosing the right business model or having the right people around you?
Having the right people.
I agree.
Who would you rather meet? A rich online guy or an actual Dubai sheikh?
Easily a Dubai sheikh. Not even a question.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. When I mean real, like, online, I can say the biggest online entrepreneur.
I'd want to meet Ty Lopez. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Ty Lopez is cool. But, like, what kind of... I don't know, actually. Then if you're going to... It depends on the level, of course, and all that stuff. But I think a sheikh, because I don't speak to those kind of people often.
I want to ask you this because you're someone that is good with grabbing attention on social media and getting the lights on you. What do you think about... I don't remember his name. The guy that just dumps his head in a bowl of ice and
Ashton Hall.
Yeah.
I like him.
Genius.
Bro, but it's even back to that point of people will just try and get attention on social media, but they won't actually be good at anything. He's actually in super good shape. He actually looks like he's a sprinter or something.
He used to play football.
Yeah. Like he's an actual like athlete who's just trying to get more attention on his brand.
The thing is, this is for the people watching this. If you check the comments, you're going to see that 99% of people are hating on him. But
bro, I didn't even notice the hate. Yeah. Someone said that they were hating on him. I swear to God, I didn't notice it.
Everyone was hating on him.
I didn't notice it.
But if you look at it from the
bird's eye view,
bird's eye view, the guy is ripped. He's jacked. He's in a penthouse. He has Rolls Royce. He has a chauffeur. He has a girl cooking for him. Yeah. G-Wagon. Like
11 million followers.
Bro.
He's famous now.
The guy, he's doing it right. Yeah. And if you check, because I'm the type of person when I see comments, sometimes I check the profile and the guy would end up looking like shit.
Yeah.
The guy commenting. So who would you rather be?
You know, I'm at a point now where I just have no time and energy for like hating or complaining. No,
Set.
I check the comments. I'll be honest.
I don't check them that much.
But I'm saying I have so little time to like hate or complain that like when I see these comments that are perceived as hate, my brain doesn't process them as hate. I'm just like, I'm so indifferent to it.
Yeah,
I just dodge it. I'm just looking at the comments to see the overall vibe of what people are saying. But I just looked at it as he won.
Yeah.
He gained like 6 million followers in a week or two.
Everyone knows him now.
Everyone.
Even famous people.
Bro, he did a collab with Mr. Beast.
I saw it. Yeah.
That's insane. From one or two but he had been doing it for a while though. Like
yeah. The whole routine, he has been doing it for a while, and
it's
just
like a couple years or something.
Yeah. Like, see, this is consistency.
Yeah. But people think he's just blown up now.
And I don't know if it was an old video, but he used to do it even as a poor version of him. Like,
no, that was like from now. He was acting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was now. There's no way he did. No. Yeah, he looked the exact same. It was just like
I noticed that.
Yeah, it was acting. Okay, another question. What kind of content style do you like more? Do you like podcasts more or do you like vlogs more? You've done both, right?
I enjoy both.
Yeah.
Like,
but if you had to choose,
if I had to choose,
you can only do one for the next 2 years in a row.
Vlogs, bro. Vlogs are more fun. Like, podcasts are fun if you're with someone that like the vibe is good.
Yeah.
But vlogs, you're doing much more interesting stuff.
Okay, this is a good question. Would you rather right now have 50 times more money, but like you're fat and you're shit at boxing and you're physically weak and like you can't don't say you can just train and then be good. Like you don't have the mindset of you're going to get in shape.
Okay.
Actually, but then you wouldn't care about being fat. I've kind of shot myself in the foot there. Okay, let's just say you know that you should be in shape, but like you're just so mentally weak that you're not going to do anything about it. So basically, you're fat and a loser, but you're 50 times richer, or you're who you are now.
The thing is, I've met people that are that rich and at the same time fat, ugly, whatever, but they pay for girls. Like, they pay for everything. So for them, they kind of get the same results as I do. Even sometimes better looking girls, just because they spend more, they're paying. But I don't believe there's any actual satisfaction by doing that. So I would say, no, being poor and...
You're not poor.
Not poor,
yeah,
but
of course,
like...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Would you rather be able to play 5 musical instruments or speak an extra 5 languages like completely fluent?
Speak an extra 5 languages, bro. Fuck the music.
Bro's gonna start a choir by himself.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. That's a good question.
Dude, honest opinion, I consider playing music a waste of time unless you're like, I don't know, like some instruments are just useless.
Yeah, the flutes. I think guitar's cool. Maybe
drums
very
are cool.
I don't like drums so much, but
yeah. Like you use them, you know, like
for sure, practical.
Yeah.
I think that's a mistake a lot of people make. They're kind of just like, they're basically shit, but a bit better than the average person. Like, say you've played a little bit of drums, like, bro, just quit. Like, what's the point of just fucking around with the drum? And people do this, man. They do like 20 things at the same time. A little bit of drums, a little bit of French, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of going to the club, a little bit of meditating, a little bit of sauna, a little bit of YouTube videos. They watch this podcast, then they go eat food, then they eat crisps, then they eat a chocolate bar. Like, bro, where's your focus? Their attention is just so diverted.
Doesn't exist.
Loro Piana or Xenia?
Loro Piana.
Yeah, so you got the hat. That's why I asked.
Even though I used to hate on the brand, just like the hat, I got 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you rather win a boxing fight by completely outboxing him, like jab, 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 jab? You know, just completely out, or just pure like one shot done.
Pure one shot done, bro. Because this is what
it's entertaining. Man.
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's entertaining. Would you rather lose one watch or one car? Like, as in, you have to pick one. You have to sacrifice one.
Obviously, I'd rather lose the watch because most of my watches are cheaper.
Because you have, nah. Would you rather live 1 year completely broke? You can't work. You can't do anything. Just broke for 1 year, or go to prison for 1 year?
Wait, but then in both scenarios, do I return back with all my money?
Like, after the year is done, it's like nothing happened.
Then go back to normal.
Yeah.
Like now. So basically, be free but broke, or in jail and broke.
Yeah.
I'd still rather be free and broke. At least then I can like choose where I sit, choose where I go. But yeah, it's close.
Yeah, but like you're sleeping on the streets.
Pretty much. Oh, that broke.
Yeah.
Like I have no house, no parents, no nothing, no friends. Okay.
The prison would be better.
Probably. Sit there and read books.
We knew someone that said that he enjoyed prison more than... But he wasn't even that broke. He was just retarded.
Yeah. Okay, another question.
Dubai girl or UK girl?
Like a girl who lives in Dubai or a girl who's from Dubai?
A girl that the girl from Dubai is basically Emirati.
Yeah.
Girl that lives in Dubai or a girl that lives in the UK?
England.
Girl that lives in England or a girl that lives in the US?
US.
Girl that lives in the US or a girl that lives in Romania?
Romania, 100%.
A girl that lives in Romania or a girl that lives in Lebanon?
Close, but Lebanon just because of my home country. Even though I've never really dated any Lebanese girls today. Because
the traditions are just different. Like,
yeah.
I tend to give my heart more and my soul more for a Lebanese girl because...
It's you. It's like... It's
yeah.
But I'm just thinking now, I've never dated a Lebanese girl, so...
Same.
But I think I would like it more. Because... Even like, you know, when you speak Arabic, like to someone else, I'm not fluent in Arabic, but I understand it. When you hear the Lebanese Arabic, it just sounds so nice. There was a guy from Twitter recently who came to Dubai, Pierre from Twitter, and he's Lebanese actually. I'm not sure if you know this.
No.
Yeah, he was born in America, but he's Lebanese. So when he speaks Arabic, he speaks like, you know, like an uncle.
Yeah.
Like when he's like shouting on the phone.
Yeah.
I told him like, act like you're like an uncle or whatever. And it's just like when you hear the Lebanese Arabic, it's like, it's nice on the ear.
Yeah.
You feel like you're at home as a kid.
Yeah.
So it's very nostalgic, but people won't relate to this because if you just speak English, then there's no, you know, there's nothing there that's relatable, but it's a very, very cool feeling. So yeah, Lebanese girl, I'd say. What about you though? Because you're in a relationship right now. I'm in a relationship right now. I'm pretty sure from what I know, your girl's not Lebanese, right? What do you think about this then? So do your parents know your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Are they saying, Hadi, what are you doing? Or no?
Nah. I believe if I wasn't like...
Yeah, if you want you. Yeah.
Not that if I wasn't successful and all of this stuff, because
that's what I mean. Yeah.
You give and take, you know? You give and take. And if you're always giving and you're always leveling up where your parents are proud of you all the time, they'd let something slide, you know? They'd be like, he already achieved too much. He's already smart. He already knows. But if you're someone that's broke, you're working a job and... they're clearly going to be like, oh, he's ignorant. He doesn't know.
For sure. But they trust your judgment.
Yeah.
Because you've been right so many times. Yeah, I agree. Okay, what about you? UK girl or US girl?
I see them. Nah, I'm not going to say that.
What? Oh, not even as...
Yeah. I would say UK girl.
Okay. Would you rather a French girl or a Romanian girl?
Romanian girl.
Romanian girl or like Russian girl?
Romanian girl.
Romanian girl or Lebanese girl? Same thing you said.
Lebanese girl. Yeah, Lebanese girl. 100%.
African girl.
Or Indian girl. African.
No, but actually, it depends what kind of Indian girl. It depends what kind of African girl. Because there actually are some hot Indian girls for sure. Like in England, there are a lot of Indian people and there's a lot of hot Indian girls in England. Those actually. Yeah, like a lot. And there's a lot of hot African girls. It's just what people do is they'll just judge it off like the trends on social media.
I don't like it. Like, I know like the funniest jokes are the racist jokes. Like, let's just be serious. But... some people take it too personal. I feel bad for those people, but I'm also a person that does racial jokes, so I don't know how to basically position.
I think the reason why it's funny is because you can't change where you're from, so it's kind of like, and every race or ethnicity, there's something that you can like laugh about them. Because it's just we've all created this so that we can attack everyone. Yeah. So everyone kind of just jokes around with everyone. I think it's like okay when you don't push it too far.
You know I think the Aussies do this where their dance, the waka haka.
That's New Zealand.
New Zealand, where they just act like monkeys.
Yeah.
They see it as something cool, you know. They see it as their thing, but we see it as like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro?
I think it's quite cool. I remember
it's cool?
As a kid, I haven't seen it in a few years, but when I was a kid, I watched it. I was like, whoa, this is like, I'm intimidated. Like, I was like England's gonna lose. These guys look serious, but it's just tradition and culture.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, man. All right, boys. A lot of questions, a lot of things we discussed. Any closing words, bro? Go follow Hadi. We'll put his like stuff in the description.
Thank you, bro.
Subscribe my channel as well. That's it. Follow us on Instagram as well. I'll put Hadi's Instagram as well. That's all I want to say. My last closing words are just believe in yourself. Whatever you actually want to achieve, you can do it. If you want to have fun, have fun. If you want to work hard, work hard. Just do everything properly and believe in yourself. That's it.
100%.
All right, bro. 100%.